So with that, we should be live on TikTok and YouTube. Maybe YouTube. There you go. Always the slow one. All right, so we're going to be continuing our run with the over budget builders, which is doing our, whole tile challenge and all that. For those who are unfamiliar with the whole tile challenge, it isn't an idea that I've come up with. It's been run by a number of people in the community. The ones I know of are Lanarama, WoJess, FG Squared, among others. But the gist of this challenge is that this little white line, that's the border. I cannot build outside of it. I can build anywhere inside of it. I must build to fill up all of this space, every last square of it, with something useful. Now, to be clear, I can't just put a farm over the whole thing and be like, done. I also can't just go in and make a giant stockpile and say, done. That's not in use. So we are going to build. So I would actually argue that this place is mostly true. I plan to put paths in here that are more than just dirt. But you get the idea. This is mostly in use. We'll keep building out on here and going from there. Eat your chair then. You need food. What? We love more farm sim? Yeah, no, I know there's a lot of people who've been popping in. It's like, when are you going to get back to farm sim? Oh, this isn't farm sim. Oh, good. And we're immediately attacked. Because, of course. It looks like a full melee group up here. It looked like there's another group down here. Then a full melee group there. Was that attacks immediately? They're going to prepare for a while, so we're going to change our schedule to restrict everyone indoors. Finally got permission to post the RimWorld bugs. Nice. Giant trap maze. So if you make the maze long enough, the enemies will start just smashing through walls. Because the pathing will be like, nah fam, I'm not about it. Honestly, we got enough ranged weapons. And they're all melee. Maybe we initiate on them. Oh. Well, okay, I was gonna maybe attack them first, but my allies showed up and just were like, yo. Alright, who's the one with the bolt action? What's your range? Okay, so we gotta go like here. Solid tag there. They don't have goat juice, right? Alright, cool. Because the plan is I should be faster than them. We pepper them with shots for a little while. If they go to attack in the meantime, we retreat back to the kill box. Alright. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to put up the queue. Rare thrombos. Oh, we can't? That's fine. Then you keep the turkey there, right? Good. Alright, so we've tagged 2 of them so far. Alright, so beginning their assault. We're going to tell them to defensive position. They should be faster, especially since we've injured a couple of them. Oh, never mind. Our teammates are here. Or our friends. Alright, let's try not to friendly fire if you don't mind. Alright. Okay, you're going to hit that thrumbo. It's going to be a bad time. So we won't worry about that. Rescue that person. They did come to help us. And the best part is we get no penalty for them dying here. So that's awesome. Because that means I get their stuff. And I didn't have to lose anything for it. And they killed the ones down here as well. Yes, they did. Cool. Alright, that's the friendly ones. You're fleeing in panic. You just have a bruise, so you'll be fine. Cool. So that went smoothly, and we can go here and unrestrict people. All the pemmican. All the bows. All the jade. Not gonna worry about the peelers and the knives and all that. All that. Don't worry about those corpses. They're way out of here. I saw this and I thought there was a hole in my wall. I was like, what? Okay. So we got Robar here, who is one of our friends. We're not keeping them. They're a terrible person. But that was a free pawn. Like, we got basically a free win on that fight. They almost would have handled that entirely on their own. I would have had to mop up the one or two if I didn't get involved earlier. But that's certainly not bad. It is good to have allies. And then Wraith here should be recruited like any time now. Luxray is idle. No storage for the pemmican. That is a problem. That's fine. It's fine for now. Basically, they'll just take it if there's any space that opens up down there for them. Let's show where we can see the components and this. We are getting an unreasonable amount of chem fuel that we're going to need to move at some point. My plan is to put some of the, like a bunch of the chem fuel in like storage over here. Because we're getting up to 600 or something like that. Right, and we're waiting on the research bench because we took apart the old one and then we ended up being short on steel. We do have 2 people working on correcting the steel problem. Okay, but to give people where we're at, because I got distracted by a raid right on the get-go, is we did move our alpaca into their own pen. We do have a single boomalope who's helping things go. Our power is not in the greatest place right now. We're kind of on the fence of what we can handle. New recruit with Wraith. I didn't check. Are you fixed today? Does this work? It does not. Alright, so give me a moment. We'll go Q, draw. We'll just hit that again. Q, draw. People joined. Hello? Of course. There we go. Alright, and then meanwhile, I actually forgot to recognize people's stream streaks, so let me go back and do that, because I want to make sure I do that. So, we have... Con right in here, named... And what the heck was I going to assign you with? So you are capable of hunting. Oh, both of you can have hunting on your agenda. You're not going to construct. You are going to craft. I'll put you as low priority for that, and that's fine. So you do need a ranged weapon. Alright, so you need Saiti to not die. Alright, so with that said, I do apologize for missing on this earlier, because distractions are distracting. We have Luxray with a 60 stream streak, so thank you so much for that. We've got Sentient Cookie, Luxray, the very last Lardine, Eonek, all popping in here. Burnin' Sun. I don't actually see who got the first. It went off the top of the screen. Let's see here. Sentient Cookie got the first. We got Craven Horde, we got Eonek, we've got Azarus. We have Kira Liz on their 7 stream streak. Thanks so much for continuing to tune in. It means a whole lot. We got Kira Liz. We've got the very last Lardine, if I didn't already mention it. We got Bentley. We got Conrite. I'm accidentally skipping stuff. We've got Juffy popping in here, as well as Flack is another one popping in. Got Darth Strider in chat as well. I need to reorganize this. We got Kira Liz. Sorry, my apologies. Kalarius Star is also here and on an 80 stream streak. So thank you so much for continuing to tune in. Congratulations on your extra 450 points. We got Lanix here. We got Captain Insanity, Captain Brody. She-Wolf is also here. And I think that is everyone who's in chat. Now we got a whole bunch of people lurking as well, so thank you so much for lurking as well. Alright, so I got caught up on all that. Gathering of captains? Absolutely. Alright, but we do have some people who are like going down here and mining the steel to get stuff built. We're just way behind on it. I've got this to build here. I've got the vents to build there. I've got the replacement table here. So we're hurting on our steel supply situation. But that's okay. We're getting it sorted. These are almost ready to be fully finished. I haven't bothered putting the rest of the beds and the flooring in there. This is going to be our genetics lab when we get there, but I am worried about that for a little bit yet. You lost your car in Project Zomboid yesterday? Okay, I mean, usually you can just go back and get it again. I mean, unless you're talking like you totaled it or whatever. But you can still technically repair it, though it's often not worth the effort. Unless you died, at which point... Honestly, there's not many cars that I'm excited about finding in Project Zomboid. Like, the very rare cars are like the sports cars. But, they end up being not very useful cars. Because sure, you can drive fast. Cool and all, but like, driving fast is how you make your character not alive. I'll just leave them over there. It's fine. We're gonna go to that area. We'll just replace the flooring when we get there. 100 engine cop truck. Yep. Yeah, no, the bull driver, which is the Project Zomboid, it's like the covered truck or whatever. That is usually my go-to for, you know, actually using the vehicle. Which they have like a fire department one, a police officer one, and then like the gas company has one as well. I don't think there's a generic... No, I think there might be a generic one as well. It's just like it has no sirens. But I do use the sirens for utility purposes in the game. When I'm driving back home, I'll run the sirens till I get close to the house to draw the zombies out from like whatever houses and such they're hiding in. Not to judge, Conrite, but your character's color selection here is not the best. The purple would look good, but not with the brown. Hopefully that's a work in progress, because that is not my favorite. It's a new fashion. It'll take off. Alright, so we burnt out a bunch of area, that's fine. I do think eventually, when we get down here to the psychic tree or whatever, I wonder if I can put down the dryad trees down here and just make this like a little dryad park. So that we actually do put this to use. So you have all the dryad trees, so it's got like the orange ground right here. Would need people to actively cut it, but I could potentially see taking advantage of that. I'm not sure what kind of dryads I might use. I could see using the hauling dryads. The car's still running? I mean, but that's one thing in Project Zomboid. Leaving your car running is just not a big deal. For those who don't know, the way Project Zomboid calculates its gas usage, it's almost entirely you driving. Yes, idling it does use some gas, but it is like an unrealistically small amount of gas. You can leave your car idling in the game for like a month solid and it'll still have gas left in it. Not that I've tested a full month, but I have been forcefully separated from a vehicle in game for like a week or so, and it didn't really appreciably impact the gas. It's just Project Zomboid's weird with that kind of thing. And driving by tapping W barely consumes any gas at all. Yeah. I don't bother, like, trying to cheese that very much. Like, I might do it in, like, an early car if I got, like, no gas and we can't reach a gas station. But usually I almost... You know, usually I almost always just, like... I don't worry about a car till I can physically sustain it. And then when I can sustain it, so it doesn't matter. Is idling noisy to zombies? It is. Some cars are very loud, some cars are not particularly loud. But, like, very genuine in Project Zomboid, because I stand by noise is your friend, be loud. In Project Zomboid, I will actually go and take the muffler off my car to make it extra loud. So much chem fuel. We're gonna need to trade a bunch of that chem fuel away until we can put it to proper use. Like, I've got the generators here, but as you can see, my people are kind of bad about actually using the generators. Because it's a hauling job. Actually, I say that and they just filled it. Because it's a hauling job, and a lot of times they just won't put a priority. So Luxray is not currently doing anything. Right, because Luxray is my researcher, and we're waiting for the research bench to be finished. I'm going to believe you are out running, like, between growing stuff, mining a lot. See your base groups from yesterday to now? A bunch more bedrooms? Yeah, the bedrooms are actively in progress. I'm trying to clear up where this is like a barracks to make individual rooms for everyone. But that's a work in progress. On which, honestly, I can actually start moving a bunch of these. Go ahead and set that one up, even though it's not quite ready. Actually, don't move that one. Deconstruct that one. Because it's only normal quality, we can just do better. Deconstruct that one, it's only normal quality. That's poor quality. Alright, but we're just going ahead and getting everything moved up here. Turning that barracks into something else. I haven't decided what it's going to be. Honestly, in the short term, it might just become more storage of some kind. Alright. Which wouldn't be the worst. Alright, so we need another one of these. And those. So we'll worry about the other rooms when they're done. And with that, we can toggle that off and deconstruct it. Cool. So with that, we're going to get that room cleaned out into their own separate bedrooms, and then we will find a purpose for this room. We're doing pretty well for all these rooms being production out here. We've got a rec rate. Oh, it's gonna make that into like the temple. That's what it's gonna do. It's gonna make that into the temple. All right. So we have a shuttle from the Empire is gonna crash. They will be 2 civilians and 4 people to fight. We can get goodwill, brain wiring, stuff like that. I'm gonna go with the goodwill to keep them friendly. I don't really care about the brain wiring. We're not anywhere near being able to do anything meaningful with that, and I don't really care about the honor. So we'll do that. I'm hoping it crashes somewhere good for us. That is a workable spot. And once it gets close to 5 in-game hours, we drop in with our people to help out. Because we have lots of space for prisoners. Well, that's part of the thought, is that I can, when we get prisoners, I can just toss them into their own room and have that. It helps with stuff like prison breaks and all that kind of stuff. Alright. Because we got lucky with one of these earlier. Or one of these types of events earlier, we had one of the Empire people got downed and dropped their Zeus hammer, and for once it wasn't bio-coded. Which I don't think I've ever seen a person drop a Zeus hammer that wasn't bio-coded. And so we grabbed that thing immediately. The first day I tried to collect a prison? Yeah, so it's an RNG thing of when they do the prison break. The issue is if all of your prisoners are in the same prison, it's a lot easier for them to just all break out collectively as a group. There's things you could do that can make it more likely or less likely. Like if the prisoners have a weapon in the room with them, or that's very easily reachable by them, they're far more likely to revolt. Well, to do a prison break is the actual event. You got food poisoning? Alright. Don't be bio-coded. Hey, it's awful quality, but hear me out, it's not bio-coded. So the plan is gonna be, when things kick off, we're gonna have our melee rush the bolt action to get it. That's not the time to social fight. I also hate how they like to really just run right up in front of you. So you have a high risk of friendly fire. Yeah, like we just tagged him a couple of times. Okay, so our melee, sneak around, get in there. All of you, I'm gonna need you to get closer to try and avoid friendly firing this person into the dirt. That is not what I want for poor Luxray over there. No, don't let him run. Make him fight. How bad did you get hurt? You got fairly messed up. So you should have that fight no problem. Excellent. Because with that, you're going from your poor quality pistol to a poor quality bolt action. I don't care about the pig. Okay. So that wasn't particularly well played. I was trying to have Luxray run past, but then the person went down right then. That's fine, whatever. Did you have any gear on you I want? You probably didn't. You don't look like you're that high tech. Nope. So I really don't actually care about all that stuff. They didn't have anyone down but the one person. Oh, you need to get out of here. Alright, so you two needed to be patched up. You both got... Go ahead and haul that out of here. I didn't even look at you. No. The down guy is awful. No. No, you stay there, buddy. Alright, so you're all getting patched up. Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, he sucks. Yeah, just a casual, meandrous, pyromaniac. Like, the psychically dull, like, tough is nice, psychically dull, but also is incapable of dumb labor or firefighting. Like, look, man, like, you're good with animals and all that, but I don't have much need for that at the moment. You're good with medical, that would actually be nice. And then I actually do have a researcher and all that already, so I'm pretty good shape at the moment, if you don't mind. The negatives outweigh the positives on you. Mostly in there's too many negatives and not enough positives in general. And then it's also those ones that I patch them up and send them on their way. It's still going to be a bad time. Let me go ahead and grab those meals and bring them back. Alright. No storage for the simple meals. I understand. Someday I'll get the air conditioning technology and we'll make a freezer. But I do have the no research random research, so if you say I wanted the plate armor, it's not an option, I can't click the button. It's effectively handing the keys to your research development over to Randy and just hoping Randy makes good choices. And how's that going for us? We have water mill generators, the first thing we got after electricity. There's no river on our tile. So that's how that's going for us. It's actually not been that bad. We got a couple that's like, eh. But we got the important stuff. Because I've had runs where I've had a run where I didn't have complex clothing and we did have advanced fabrication and almost everything to the left of it, other than complex clothing. It was just Randy was like, no clothes. Don't believe in it. Can you deconstruct that shuttle? Yep, I've already got queued up. It'll give me a little bit of steel and components. It is on the to-do list. When Lardine is all set up, we'll probably actually prioritize it too. Okay. Where is the grizzly bear that needs to die? Alright, first step, get you inside. Second step, just get people to kill box. I know I have defensive positions, but I haven't set up our new person, so we're just going to swarm them all here. Let's actually just do that. Oh, you changed your mind? That's fine, I'm still killing you, grizzly bear. The moment you presented yourself as an active threat, you had to die. Especially considering I can get a 2-for-1 deal with this one. Oh, that's the self-taming one? Yeah, I don't want the rat. Yeah, because he's just going to come back and cause trouble again unless we kill him, so we're going to finish it off. I'm actually surprised you haven't, revenge. Like, the farther you away, the lower the odds, but I've had pretty bad luck with it. Which is fine, that's the reason I brought everyone. It's fine. That bear's really messed up. It's gonna run off the tile or it's gonna bleed out. Yeah, we'll set it to be hunted. But yeah, so then we got ourselves a free deer and a bear. Meanwhile, go take apart that shuttle like we were doing when you got hunted. So it's not a lot of steel, but it is some steel. Alright, so one thing that's going to change is our dependency on wood has gone down, so we're going to cut that field down. to be a lot less than it was before, because we are getting too much wood. Actually, changed my mind. We're gonna keep it. I was just thinking, it's like, oh right, I could just use it for flooring for now. It's fine. I'm just not gonna queue up more flooring until Lardine gets a chance to catch up building the stuff here. Yeah, we definitely need way more storage. Meanwhile, with that being mostly done, we can go over here. And I don't know if we'll have this happen anytime soon. This is for the geothermal. We need to go zones. Do not build a roof over you. Okay. Because that's because we're starting to get some more marble on scene. To keep building our stuff. Yeah, so we got 3 people who can help with farming now. So that's pretty good stuff. We have 1 dedicated construction person, someone who can, you know, construction in a pinch. Yeah, wood flooring isn't too hazardous. Yeah, no, if the walls aren't that hazardous, it doesn't burn through very readily, so that's not that big a deal. So, like, this room is absolutely awful, but these ones are okay. For the moment, we're just kind of stuck waiting for us to get enough steel to build what we need. You should use some miscellaneous stone for furniture. You're not wrong. It'd actually be a good idea for me to make the shelves out of, like, the granite, the slate, and the limestone, that kind of stuff. Save the sandstone for our defenses, and then the marble for our buildings. Because we only have marble and sandstone on the tile in any meaningful quantity. Alright, so Andrew is going to prioritize mining for a little while. Because I've got enough people who can grow now to take over for Andrew a little bit. I didn't realize we had components laying down here. How bad are you? They're only halfway, so once you get those 2 knocked out, we'll queue them up to carry those out of here. Yeah, so we have Andrew do that for a while, since we have enough people who could fill in on the growing now. Then we'll be in good shape. So if I were to look right now and say, what are we hurting on? I would say we are hurting on doctors, would be a big one. And I would potentially say, here, that could be a 4 as well. I'd say we're hurting on doctors is kind of our big one. And we could use a dedicated mining person. Let's see, with the size of the tile, this would be, unless we resort to wood walls at some point, might want to keep wood for furniture. Oh no, I'm not worried about that. Like, wood is something I could just grow infinitely. But what's going to end up happening is, once we unlock... Where is it? Is it all the way over here? No, it's not over here. It's over here. Once we unlock... Where are you at? Why am I having problems? Deep drilling. I could just move the drill a couple times till I find, you know, some marble, and just leave the drill just burning through the marble, and just build our base entirely out of marble. Again, other than my defenses. But yeah, the other rocks, the other stone, I'm not too worried about. Because every once in a while we'll get a meteor and we'll make something. The one thing we are doing is, if people missed it, I have it queued up so all of the jade is being used to make art. That's just the way I've set it up. Give the babies a granite walled nursery. I mean, the nursery's already built. If I tear down the wall, then it's outdoors and the baby takes a penalty. So if it gets empty at some point, maybe we rebuild the nursery. I can also see the nursery growing at some phase. Haul those out of here. All those. And I've been occasionally queuing up to haul all the rocks over here so that we can keep cutting them. And we have our... Well, I mean... We have 2 people who can do crafting, so we could also use a crafting person. So the directions I would probably like to take Darkstrider if we get her pick is either mining, crafting would be the 2, would be my first picks. Fugitive Lair. Do you want me to go to a camp and destroy 5 enemies for a tiny, tiny microscopic bit of goodwill and some camp loot that I may or may not care about? A staff I don't care about, and honor I don't care about. Yeah, get out of here. What's the ideology color? Orange? I believe it's like... It's not a bright orange. It's that color. It's like almost like a mustard. Good reminder of deep drilling, bringing up rocks. You always moved it when resources ran out before that happened. Yeah, no, we will get to the point we'll get infestations with it, but since we know we are going to be long-term drilling, I plan to make a room specifically designed so when infestation triggers in it, 1, it can accommodate the entire infestation in that room, and then the second thing is to have the bottleneck where I can put all of my combat pawns to just shred whatever shows up. The deep drill will probably get destroyed every time, because it'll just catch so much shots, but who cares? For the record, I don't plan on making a burn room or anything like that. Which wouldn't be hard, honestly, in that case. Making a medium-sized room and just putting a couple shelves of chem fuel in there. When it triggers infestation, just pop the chem fuel and close the door. We could do that. I don't want to, but it would be a viable option. I wonder... So... You can make rooms eligible and ineligible for regular infestations by making them immensely too cold and such. I wonder if you could do that with the deep drilling. I've never tried it. Like if I made the room like -200 or 300 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever it is, if like literally I should just, you know, walk outside the door and just go with it, if that would work. Leave an incendiary mine in there with the fuel on the shelves. Yeah, I could see doing something like that. The room would need to be big enough so that when it triggers infestation, that they don't spawn outside the room. Because that's a mistake I've made, is I've had like a deep drill like in a room like that big, and then when you trigger infestation, you end up having hives appear outside of the room because there wasn't enough space for it. So make a room maybe this size, or like that size for the deep drilling operation. Because I could put like 1 or 2 drills in there. And then just put like a mine just in the middle of the room somewhere with some chem fuel on the shelves. I think that's fine in this case, because it wouldn't be our main kill box. I don't want to use the burn box for the main kill box. But where I know I'm going to be triggering infestations again and again, because the alternative is all I do is I would do something like this. Yeah, 11 by 11 should be fine. So the alternative is what I'd do is I'd make a room like this. So we go over here. We make a room like this big. You know, we might have a drill or 2 like that. We would then have a door there. I don't necessarily need that much space, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. And honestly, back here, it doesn't even matter what's back here. But then what happens is we trigger infestation, everyone retreats, melee goes here, and ranged goes 5 deep back here. That way we can't friendly fire. And that means I've got 15 people shooting with a wall of 3 melee. That will handle almost any infestation you can get. And then you just armor the crap out of your melee people so they can take hits. But if we made it a burn room, we'd probably make it the same size, but like, instead, you know, then can just draw again, just do the 11 by 11. If we were to do that, we'd again have our 2 drills. Probably put the mine somewhere in this area. And then we put our shelves like here, 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 and here. Because that'd be plenty. You got a Steam Deck? Nice! Because that'd be close enough. If a mine went off there, it should set that up. And then the whole room goes. That case, it'd make the walls too thick, though. That way the heat doesn't spread. Are you going to do many pets? Not too many. Because we're going to end up needing so many pawns to manage the base, we will be potentially pushing our luck on performance issues. So honestly, what we're having here for animals at the moment is probably what we're going to stick with. Just because if I do the thing where I get like 50, 60 animals, the game is going to absolutely struggle to run. Hey, Red Hawk Black Sheep. How went the stream? And thank you so much for the raid. I do really appreciate that raid. Why am I stumbling on my words so much? But I do really appreciate the raid. I do hope you had yourself a good stream. But what were we playing today? And all that good stuff. Going pretty good. Just doing some RimWorld and playing a lot of Kenshi lately. That kind of thing. Alright, all of you, get back to what you're doing. We just need to deal with that Muffalo. Let's see, just saying, you just got Minecraft running through another launcher. I like that you have it. You have to have a count to run it. Keeps the user from ruining it. Yeah. Yeah, there's certainly to say something when people have to put money down to be able to do something, that it does tend to prevent certain types of malice and all that from happening in games. Because, you know, once they get kicked. Alright, another baby is on the way. Meanwhile, we keep getting these rooms set up. Okay. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. I do hope you had yourself a good stream. What were you playing, by the way? Did I miss it? No, you didn't say. What were you playing today? All that good stuff. Red Hawk Black Sheep. I also understand if you do have to like dash or something, like don't feel obligated, but you're always welcome, of course. But what were we playing and all that stuff? Is Andrews Darth's mom? I believe so. If memory serves me correct. Yes. But it can run smoothly at 50 frames per sec because you set it to 50. It can run 250 frames per sec scarily. We've done that. Let's see. What is the whole tile challenge? Nah, you're still here. Baldur's Gate, still super addictive. Yeah. So the whole tile challenge for those popping in here is when you play RimWorld, if you notice, if you go to the edge of the map, there's this white border when you go to build. So I can't actually build outside of it. It just says too close to the edge of the map. What the full tile challenge is I must build and utilize all of this space. And it has to be used for something productive kind of thing. So it is a marathon run of just making the base as big as you can kind of thing. Now, to be clear, I'm not allowed to just zone the whole thing a farm or zone the whole thing a stockpile and be like, done. I have to actually have it meaningful. So, like, I can certainly have farmland, but it has to be something like this where this farmland is supporting my colony and all that kind of stuff. But it is going to be a slowly building up more and more base. We're going to have like layers on our kill boxes as times go on. Because as we continue to build it up, our wealth will continue to grow and grow and grow, and as will the raids. But it is a very much make an absolutely ridiculous base. But we're still pretty early on. We did start with Naked Brutality, so we had just one person to begin with, who was Andrew here. And we've been slowly building up from there. You are getting your stuff, right? Yeah, you should have the, because that should satisfy that. Because we do have one person in here who's a waster. So they genuinely depend on drugs to live. Smoke pop packs, that's fine. Alright, but we're finally getting our research in. I'm trying to remember with a smoke pop pack. I can't tell you the last time I researched those things. Yeah, it's just the backpack. Solar Eclipse. Yeah, oh yeah, it really sounds like a ton of fun. You like the sound of that? Raids will definitely get interesting. Oh yeah, no, and we're also talking about, to build that much, I'm going to have a lot of built-in area. Do you have, like, mechanoids or infestations coming too? Well, I will, yes. We've had the mechanoids show up a couple times. We don't have anywhere yet that the infestations would be eligible to hit. But we will get there. Alright, so put some doors off here. And this will be another area I do not want to have the roof. This is going to be where we're going to have our mortars and all that. So actually what I'm going to do is I'll build a roof on this side of it. And then the mortars will be under there. And go here, furniture. Because I've got some granite laying around. Here, actually, let's not do it like that. Because what we'll do is we'll put our chem fuel and our explosives and all that here. Just to get them out of our main storage room and keep going from there. Oh, one thing we can do, probably when the bench isn't in the shape it's in. We've got a couple of these tech prints, so specialized limbs. Oh, Luxray's currently working on it, that's fine. Apply that tech print. There should be jetpacks in here as well. Somewhere. There you are. Cool. And we're also doing no research, random research, so we don't have any like there's stuff that we're gonna be just missing in our research because of RNG. Any thoughts on having multiple kill boxes when you get large enough, so that the invading AI doesn't get frustrated and decide it's just easier to bust the walls? More than likely, yes. Oh, right, because you're still getting over your wake-up addiction, that's fine. More than likely, yes, I'll probably have at least kill boxes on 2 of the sides, if not 4 of the sides. If not each side. When we get close to the edge, it'll be... I'll want to have the mostly colonists kind of towards the middle, like most of my fighting force. That way when I put, like, you know, a kill box over here, they can run over to that kill box, or they can run over to this one.
Take a sip. What's the worst that could happen?
But then I'll probably have, like, this area between the kill boxes will be a district that'll be kind of a self-sustaining group with their own food and everything. But I could see the middle of the map being our fighting force able to run to whatever kill box they need to be at. Okay. So I've got most of the stuff out of this room. And then this room we're going to eventually make into a temple. How is our power doing? We've got 400. An alpaca has self-tamed. That's okay. It's going to probably be killed because I already have alpaca and we don't let them overpopulate. You should make the middle of the map a kill box with funnels, like an arena. I wonder how I could even set that up. That would be interesting to have it be a quadrant that, like, it's up here. I mean, right now there's water in the way, but to have, like, a funnel that would go through. And then, you know, what would end up happening? Because it wouldn't be from every side, but they would all meet up into one path. And then you'd have the kill box in the middle. That could be interesting. I would worry about potential collateral damage, but it would be an interesting thing. Alright, so we've got a mech cluster has landed not far from here with a psychic droner. That's fine. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we will need to send an away team, which that shouldn't be that big of an issue to deal with. This is the first time I've opened up the map since we started that. Alright, so it's right next door. So who do I want to send out there? I feel like I'll send probably Luxray. Well, no. Well, first of all, let this go for a minute because you're on a break. Who can we spare for right now? I want to keep Chaotic Awesome here because they're cooking. We could probably spare Andrew for a little while. Yeah, Andrew and Zendoran will send, is I think what we'll do. So form caravan, go there, come back, accept. Andrew and Zendoran will be the ones to go on the away team. And we can tell their age by how valuable they are. So we'll grab you two. It makes no difference. We'll still send them in case there's stuff to caravan back. Alright. So let's get our away team out to go deal with the psychic, psychic suppression. We're being hit by the mechs and all that. This challenge would be so hard for you. Your base is never tiny or even small, but forcing myself to keep growing once it's sustainable would be the challenge for sure. At least you can max room size benefits with this build because you want everything over large. Yeah. So that's what, like, right now we're just making this sustainable. I envision that later on as we start getting up here, we'll start, like, whatever the largest room size is that you benefit from, we'll probably give everyone individually that size room. We'll make, like, whatever the grandest temple is, that kind of thing. But right now, we don't have the drill to maintain our stone, so I can't really lean in that hard. Caravan has arrived because it's, like, right next door. Alright, so what do we got going on here? We do have a proximity sensor. Yeah, so I got a proximity sensor, so I can't get too close. Those would mess us up. If I had brought EMP, we could knock it out. That's going to spit out Lancers. But we're not going to worry about any of that. We're just going to say, you know what? I just don't feel like it. So we're just going to go over to this wall here. We're going to knock a hole in it. Because it'd be nice to get that unstable power core, but that's not happening. Packaged survival meals. You know what? I am entirely on board with that. That's actually a pretty good research to get. I'm gonna just break this real fast. Cool. All the good stuff dropped where they're standing, so we're gonna say no to that, and we're gonna leave. Oh wait, it's considering this place as not hostile. Okay, so reform caravan, go home, accept. Because sometimes it'll do that, sometimes it won't. That does mean I can actually still get those, even though I technically couldn't. You're gonna let me... Why are you letting me take that? I'm not complaining, I'm just confused. Sure, I will get a free unstable power core. Maybe it's because they weren't activated? But yeah, so we're... Sure. I will take a free unstable power core. The real challenge is a tiny map like 50-50 tiles. The thing I'm running into is, where am I going to put it? Because the problem with the unstable power core is they explode if they get damaged. So you want to bury them in a wall so that no one can throw a fit, walk up, and give it a good old slap, and then die. Alright, so clear, critical, mortar shells, and chem fuel. Actually, not critical. Important. Alright, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to move our chem fuel out of our main storage into a dedicated storage over there. Put them under overhead mountain. Yeah, that's the problem. Overhead mountain. Maybe. 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 So unfortunately, I don't have any convenient overhead mount on this tile. So this is going to be one of these ones where temporarily I'm going to make a box to shove them in. Because unfortunately it is going to be on my tile until I shove it in a box. So we're going to get to that shoving it into the box kind of thing. Alright, so you got most of that built. So what we'll do is we'll plan our next expansion, because I don't really have a place to do this. Then go up here, and close this, put a door there, and there, and here, and here, and there, and there. And I know those aren't even. They're going to get all torn down anyway, so I don't really care. Alright. Because then what I'm going to do is, as a temporary thing, it's going to make a place to enclose the unstable power core 2-thick wall temporarily. And you will build roof over that. And then we'll need to run power through it. We'll just do that for the moment. I can run the power over here. We can leave that power line there. We're actually going to go the other way around. And the reason I'm going to go the other way around is, one, I'm going to need power through this building anyways. So that's fine. That's fine. We can just cut straight across. And then also I don't want to run it through the back of the kill box where that could be potentially problems. I'm also going to need to hook you up as well. And run this power there for that. Yeah, so it's a roundabout way of getting the power through there, but we're going to start expanding our power grid. Okay. Hey, Phil, how's it going? But yeah, so we're just going to get all that stuff built, expand the base more. But I want to get that unstable power core in here as fast as possible. Because it is a major danger of explosions. Hey, Aharon, how's it going? Give me the base? That's what we've got so far. We're still building up. So we got ourselves a bunch of bedrooms. We've got our rec room, we've got a research room, we've got a hospital, we've got a production room, we've got a different production room, and then we've got a nursery, and then this is going to become a temple. We got a storage room. This will be our gene experimentation stuff. This will be where we have our mortars in the long term and all of our dangerous and volatile things, as well as the geothermal once we unlock that tech. It's got a whole bunch of stuff to go on there. At the moment, we're making a tiny little box to shove an unstable power core we managed to snag in here. An ancient cache. We'll worry about that later. Put that down below. And the reason I'm telling you to put that there is so we can deconstruct it. You must defeat a mech cluster before you can deconstruct it. Okay, but I mean, it's here now. We could just shove that there and see what happens. Unstable? Yeah, there's what's known as an unstable power core that you can steal from the mechanoids. It gives you infinite power, like it gives, not infinite, it gives you a set amount of power forever at no cost to you. But if something hits it, it goes kaboom. So you want to make sure you bury it someplace safe because, you know, kaboom bad. So we surround it with a bunch of walls and all that so that no one can throw a tantrum and run over and give it a whack. I'm still surprised we got it. Because we escaped the tile without clearing everything out. It's like, nah, you can take it. It's like, okay. Normally it hasn't worked out that way for me. I think normally they're considered aggroed when I leave the tile, so that's why. But in this particular case, it was a bit of a surprise. Alright, so we're going to go to your assignments because I need to don't have that on the schedule. Wait, did I set the right one? Okay. Because for Conrite literally depends on like size stuff to live. So if I don't give him his drugs, he literally dies from it because he's a waster. So I'm just gonna get a schedule because I keep noticing him having to manually intervene, be like, "Yo, take your medicine." So I want to get that out of here. Oh, right. Oh, I think I changed that to just home zone, didn't I? That's fine. Because I started to realize, like, you know, as we're building the base, just set the whole thing to be cleaned. Okay, so as soon as I get that part of the wall finished, we can get the unstable power core put in there and it'll start sealing it off. Which I don't think they unloaded the unstable power core off the alpaca. Oh, there it is. I'll wait till they get that wall built. Yeah, so it's that thing. So it gives 400 power when it hooks up, but if anything damages it, it goes boom. And we just have a random cloth bedroll laying... Okay. Visitors, no problem. We can go ahead and trade with them. Alright. Centaurans are best person at trade. Okay, so first let's go ahead and get rid of all these poor quality weapons we got laying around that we've been collecting by just people continuing to attack us again and again. Do you have anything I want? You do. You actually have a little bit I want. So I can work with that. We'll keep the machine pistol. We'll get rid of the tox grenades. That hat is worth 800 bucks. They don't have 800 bucks, but it is worth 800 bucks. I've actually got some beer. I don't think I actually had that much. That's fine. Okay, and who are you with? Ah, you're with someone that we're not allied with yet. Okay. What is her standing with you? You are... It's gotta be the Civil Union thing right there. Am I misreading that? Yep. Okay, well, we're gonna go give them stuff, so that they can be besties. Alright, so that should boost them by a lot, and I don't want it anyways. Let's pop up here. You can have the beer. You can have some of our side tea. We'll say 68. I actually don't have a lot of stuff I want to spare other than that. That's fine. Okay. So boost our reputation a little bit with them. You buy people off? Well, so they're neutral with us. They send trade caravans. If I get them to like us enough, we become allies. And when you become allies, like, stuff will happen. Like, if you get attacked, they might just randomly show up to help you in a fight. When you have the comms radio, you can say, like, yo, I'm in trouble, come help. And they'll send people to help you. They're more likely to send trade caravans. And people on positive standings don't attack you. So, it is worth doing. Very genuinely, it can be worth taking some of these hostile factions and winning them over. You want to be careful about getting all of the humanoid factions to be your friend, because if you make all of your friend, then you end up getting like nothing but mechs all the time, and the mechs are pretty tough. What do tox grenades do? It's kind of the same idea as people standing in toxic fallout, where they get the toxic buildup. So it ends up causing people to have like dementia and cancer and stuff like that. They're really not great weapons. That said, you actually can abuse them, that if you get enough of them, you can get the toxic buildup to 100%, it will kill people. So it works pretty okay against enemies if they're, like, bunched up and not moving. But it can be hard to take too much of an advantage of. I'm wondering if there's a place I can put these mech nodes where it'll... Oh, here. We actually have 2 of them. Let's put one there. And put one here. So that they're kind of like the lights for our mortars when we get them. Because I'm not likely to get very many of them to distribute them everywhere and have them, you know, be alright with that. Yes, I'm trying to wait for Lardine to finish off building the place of the unstable power core. And then once we get that, get more stuff queued up. Hospital beds. Okay, I mean, I'm actually sitting on a pretty good amount of components now. Steel is a little sparse. But I do think it's worth it for me to go in here. We'll find the beds that are not of great quality. And prioritize them first. And we'll start building a bunch of hospital beds to replace them. And then just get them all out of here. Okay. And I'm not going to do the circle design I normally do. I'm going to do like a trio design just because the circle design would put one bed in the back. It's fine, but it'll be annoying having them path on it slowly, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a triangle kind of thing. It'll be fine. I won't have to worry about too much. We'll have probably a pretty big abundance of medical stuff. It doesn't mean that corner will just be cleared out and not used, but that's fine. Okay. Heard an engine outside is like, oh, is Tomb home already? It's like, alright, it's definitely not Tomb. Okay. So with the temple, we can go ahead and get that queued up as well. We will need to put down floor. This is going to be exceedingly expensive to do, because we're going to use the good stuff. And that's going to take a while, so they don't really have that kind of marble laying around. And the reason I made this out of sandstone with the unstable thing is I consider that needing to be defended. There's still plenty of chunks in the map. I don't need to worry about that yet. This is going to be extremely expensive. And we'll replace the walls as well. In fact, let's go here and say take apart the walls that we won't have electricity running except for the corners. And do those as well. So we're keeping the corners so the roof doesn't cave in. And then we'll make it out of the mall. Isn't that your kill zone? No, this is my kill zone up here. This is just a temple. This kill zone's going to move, by the way. This isn't a permanent one. Since we are doing a whole tile challenge to take over the whole map, eventually the kill zones are going to have to move way out to the edges. But we are building and expanding and just making it happen. I'm intervening. Build that one specific, please. We have the Aurora. That's fine. Because that's a holdup with queuing up where I want to put the unstable power core. Alright. Yeah, so we don't have the marble to build those. That's fine. We got those things. We can deconstruct them now, but I'm actually going to leave the mech nodes here. Beauty minus 20. Well, never mind then. I was going to put them there, but like a minus 40 to beauty on a room because they're like these mech nodes. That's kind of crap. And this room is actually in use, so we'll go ahead and put down flooring in there too. How's our power grid looking now? We've got about 800 spare power on it. Travelers need herbal medicine. I've got tons of that, so that's fine. Do we have anyone who needs to be converted? Nah, everyone's already brought over. Did you not bring it for them? Okay, there you go. We definitely need the person to get more hauling done. Oh, right. Our hauler happened to be the person who lost their arm, and we can't make a new one yet. That's why it's been, like, so bad. It's like, man, it feels like the hauling is just not keeping up. Well, there we go, and there's the answer to the question. Got our prosthetics right there, and that should at least make it not as bad. Now, granted, the starting prosthetics... are, like, really not much. Who does what? Sandoran cleans and hauls stuff. Also does the art. Luxray is our researcher. Very last, Lardine. Does our construction, mining, and crafts on the side. Andrew here primarily grows stuff but can help with construction on the side of that. Chaotic Awesome is our cook and crafter. And then these two are primarily growing stuff as well. So we're a bit heavy on the growing people, but that's fine. So with that, we can go prosthetics. And we need a prosthetic arm. Is there anything else I want here while we're looking at this? No. Alright. So we get a prosthetic arm queued up to replace Sendoran's missing arm, because he got in a fight with a person with an axe, and while he won the fight, there was a consequence. That's fine. We'll let them sort it out. And he was the guy who downed a dude in 3 swings. Yeah, no, we've had that. I mean, he's one of our male. Well, I mean, Luxray and Sendoran will both drop people regularly. You should see the other guy. I have no idea what that means. Oh, like you should see the other guy. Like he lost his arm, but you should see the other guy. Yeah, no, the other guy died. He lost an arm. The other guy died. Alright, so we got 800 spare power. Is this the point we could start considering the gene stuff? Well, first of all, I need to run power to that room, because we haven't done that yet. I'm going to loop it around back, because this is a pretty big room. So we're going to electrify the whole room. Inspired creativity, that's fine. So we're not really going to be able to build much more up here yet, mostly because of material concerns. But I figured if we're going to go ahead and expand that out there, let's go get the next wall area set up. We'll tear down this wall as well. I do think I am going to occasionally put, like, effectively break this off into different groups. Like, we've been just expanding and removing the walls. I do think there will be a point where we're like, okay, there's almost like a checkpoint or two into this area. And prosthetic arm. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and operations add install. Where are you? Prosthetic arm right shoulder, because it's the right arm missing. Let's make sure you go to the hospital. Okay, and who is our best doctor? That would be you. You're doing this. Make it happen. Get everything set up to succeed. Don't fail. Alright, well, you almost killed him. That's not exactly what I was looking for. Where are you? Where are you going? Oh. I do wish with medical you could say, don't try and treat people at range. There might be... I'm sure there's a mod for it. Like, you almost killed them, and it's getting really close to where they're at actual danger of dying. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and queue up another prosthetic arm. Because nearly... Oh, you have wake-up withdrawal. That's right, because we're trying to get you over that. Well, I mean, that's... I guess that's fair that you failed the surgery. And you're getting pretty close to becoming a toddler. Yep, so now Captain Insanity really, or sorry, Sendoran really doesn't like Captain Insanity, because, you know, that's what happens when people botch your surgeries. They get a little upset about it. It's also a bummer because it means I need to make a new arm. It got, you know, it gets destroyed in the process. We got visitors who's going to trade. We are starting to get the first couple of tiles of marble floor down for the temple, ritual room, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So you're still hurt, and you're probably still getting over stuff, so I guess you will be the one to talk, which is convenient because you're standing right there. Okay, so... take the Pila. Do you have anything I want? You don't really have anything I want. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to say... if I give you 41, you can't afford 41. So we'll say 31. It's good enough. Cool. Inspired Taming on Chaotic Awesome. I don't think there's any animals on the tile we really want that I don't already have. Not really. I mean, I could tame the grizzly bear, but I don't actually want the grizzly bear. Because we're going to have so many pawns by the end, I'm not going to be able to take, like, an army of any animal. We'll have too much performance issues if we go that route. And so you're continuing to mine out this... all that. Is it just the one? Yes, it is. Let's grab everyone, group them up here. And whenever I get armor, like I get everyone in flak armor, that's when we'll pop the Ancient Danger. You know what? It looks like you got this. Everyone go back to what you're doing. Good job. I didn't even have to get involved in that one. I kind of figured it was going to get steamrolled by the Muffalo, but must have had pretty high melee. Or the Muffalo was one of the Muffalos that had something like wrong with them, like, you know, poor health kind of things. Either or. Okay, so let's check. So this requires cerebral play, and then this is also cerebral play. So this can be destroyed now, because it's poor quality anyways. You can also reinstall that. Nah, it's actually covering 6 chairs. The other way would only cover 4. That's fine. Cool. So they're all working, getting the rooms all set up, doing all that kind of stuff. So we only use the fire, or the wood, mostly for these fires now. But I am going to let Very Last Learning just kind of get that room done. Let's actually intervene real fast. If I could just have you put that power core. I'm just waiting for a lightning storm to give it a whack real fast and then lose it and blow up a bunch of our animals. And set the whole thing on fire because it's full of chem fuel. Alright, there's the first tile of wall. And when I think I get that built, I'm going to take these paths and we're going to flesh them out more. We're like, right now it's just like one little path. I was debating doing sandstone here and then the outside would be marble. But, it looks like we're going to just have such a surplus of sandstone compared to marble. That's going to be a while. Fertility procedures. Okay, I don't really need that, but I mean, that's one less thing I got to worry about you researching, so cool, I guess. Alright, so we're being attacked immediately. Pretty good blend of ranged and all that, and it's not a breacher, it's just a straight up attack, that's fine. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go and hit all of them. Defensive positions. And do I have you set somewhere? I don't. That's fine, we'll bring you in here. And we'll get that set. Oh, you have the baby? Put the baby away. That's fine, you put the baby on the ground, that'll work. The big thing is that you don't run the baby into where there's probably going to be a lot of fires soon. Okay, so get everyone in position. And it will set the defensive positions again. Hey, Longclaw, how's it going? Oh, Andrew, please get through that wall. No, no, please. I did not see that you went that way. I don't know why you were that far away from everyone. New plan. We've got a bit of a catastrophe here. That is bad for Andrew. Oh, they blocked the door with the fire. That might actually work out for us. Andrew, I need you to not be on fire, friend. And I need you to not run directly at them, friend. Please don't. Oh my god, you're so terrible. You go up there, get involved. You go intercept that guy. Never mind. You go intercept this one. And they're inside our base because all of this. I need you to put out that fire right now. They are literally dying in fire. Stop trashing my stuff. I'm also surprised they haven't retreated yet. How badly are you hurt? You're pretty bad, but we could potentially salvage this. Start getting them down here to deal with that. Okay, who is our next best doctor running around here? You go rescue Andrew right now. You haul this away. You do whatever. The others will deal with the runners. Please don't punch a hole in my wall. Good enough, deal with the fire. So, that was not good. That was a mess. Not gonna worry, like, I'm not gonna worry about any of them because I got other problems. So, treat them. Oh, you already bandaged? No? Oh, there you go. You're just already queued up. You're just being weird about it. Okay. Yeah. So that didn't go well. Look, there's some chaos going in. Yeah, no, it's just, I didn't realize Andrew was up here somewhere for some reason. Probably mining over there. So when I told everyone to get back in defensive positions, I didn't realize Andrew was running directly into the fight versus away from it. So that was on me as the player. Just not observing that Andrew was on their own. Luckily, we managed to save them. But it meant instead of using our kill box, which is well designed to deal with these things. But, you know, we just gotta deal with the things and all that. But that's RimWorld. If you don't keep an eye on it, stuff will get you in trouble. So you're just all bruised up, and you got half bandage, which is weird, and you're all bruised up. That's fine. Okay, so good news, though, is Andrew's going to be okay. When they get back up, we'll get them their bolt action again. I would really like you to go into the hospital and get treated, please. But yeah, for those who don't know Longclaw, definitely someone to check out. Normally I plug their Twitch, but they actually did have their very last stream on Twitch yesterday, because unfortunately they are based out of South Korea, so Twitch is shutting down in South Korea today, if I'm not mistaken. So if you do want to check them out, you got to check them out on YouTube, because they're no longer on Twitch. Just, it is what it is. I understand why Twitch has made the decisions it has. Like, it really is on the South Korean ISPs being pretty unreasonable. But yeah, you should make a command that can post their YouTube channel. I mean, yes, except literally today's their last day on Twitch. They physically won't be able to access the website. So I'm still gonna promote them and everything, but like, I don't even think you're gonna be able to hop in and view or hang out or anything, because that's what happened to. We have people in Turkey who are also tuned to the channel who Turkey banned Twitch. Like, you just can't access Twitch in Turkey without using a VPN or anything anymore. But that was over gambling stuff. They Turkey banned both Kick and Twitch because of, you know, promoting gambling and whatever. Because Turkey has very strong anti-gambling laws. My understanding is it's a misdemeanor to have, like, gambling kind of stuff there. Like, it's really strict. Which, for the record, I'm not actually against. I actually think it's a good thing that they say, hey, you're not allowed to promote gambling. I actually don't have an issue with that at all. I know some people be upset about it and, you know, whatever. I believe the website will be literally inaccessible in South Korea, Cookie. That's my understanding. It could be wrong in that. But I'm pretty sure South Korea is like straight up, Twitch isn't going to be operating there at all. Because the thing is, they have to pay for the bandwidth. And just the way the ISPs are there are really dogmatic in how they do it, making it ridiculously expensive. I could be wrong. By all means, if someone can correct me if that is incorrect information, I'd like to make sure I got that right. But I was under the impression it was the price of bandwidth. Yeah, and the subscription price of the turkey will quadruple. Yep. Yeah, but that's them closing the turkey loophole, which is unfortunate for people who live in Turkey that has happened, because it was priced appropriate for their economics there, the value of their dollar and everything. But the issue is people outside of Turkey were VPNing into Turkey to buy subs at incredibly discount prices for, unfortunately, nefarious reasons at times, and it kind of screwed it for people in Turkey. Oh, you're the one at the break. I wasn't even paying attention. It's fine. You're well ahead on there. I do need you to eat, though, friend. I can stand you not having, like, tended for a little while. That's manageable. But if you're starving, that's not manageable. Okay, cool. You're getting food. Excellent. But yeah, so it's a thing that's, like, multiple. And to be clear with the whole thing where it's like, I'm actually okay with platforms not allowing gambling. Like, usually the counter argument is like, oh, you probably don't want people to, like, you know, do hot tub streams. I'm like, man, I don't care. Because usually the people who speak out against those are like, oh, but that's robbing viewers of, you know, people who are doing gaming channels. I'm like, but is it, though? How many people do you think are tuning into the hot tub streams, if the hot tub streams weren't available, are going to turn around and watch, you know, RimWorld or Dwarf Fortress or The Sims or whatever? Probably next to none. It's not a fully detached Venn diagram, but it's it's an almost detached Venn diagram that the people looking for that otherwise would potentially go to other providers of similar content. Let's see, you recently started to play League of Legends again. It was fun till the community showed its toxicity. Anyone else had the same experience? That's pretty much competitive games, period. I don't know any competitive games that aren't kind of niche. That, Oh, you're already being tended, that's fine. It's not a great tend. And you can't actually... You're the one who would preach health. I may have just scuffed that. I think you've got enough lead, you'll be okay. But yeah. But yeah, no, that's, any competitive game you're playing, just with, like, randoms, just know toxicity is the order of the business, which is the reason I don't play those style games. I can fight a whole bunch of waste rats for some Neoformer. Nah, I'm good. I actually don't even care about the Neoformer. Yeah, I think you'll be okay. You had enough of a lead that you'll be alright. The Rhetoric says, you're against hot tub streams because Twitch still refused to acknowledge the fact that they don't even enforce their TOS in community standards. I mean, that's fine. Just don't watch them. Congratulations, problem solved. Now, I will say there is a problem with Twitch being inconsistent in enforcement of its TOS. Like, unrelated to that, just in general. Like, that I would agree to. Refuel that so they stop moving the baby everywhere, please. But yeah, no, I have no problem with hot tub streams. Versus, like, the gambling streams have a problem, because a lot of times it's creating net new gambling addiction. Because they'll incentivize a lot of stuff, and they'll promote it, and they'll get in front of eyes who otherwise wouldn't see it. And to me, gambling and its impacts on people very much is a problem. Not that people shouldn't be allowed to gamble. That I don't have a problem with. It's the promoting of gambling that's like, yeah, maybe outside of things specifically for gambling itself, maybe not. But it's also fair for people to be like, nah, man, I disagree. You know what? Fair. But that's okay. I know a lot of people that take issue with the hot tub streams and all that. I don't care, because, like, I don't tune into them. They don't impact me. The people who go to watch them are going to go watch them. Who cares? How is it? Asian Bunny or something? Had so many bans and unbans? I don't know. Oh, I have no idea about any individual creators. For the record, generally we won't call out names of actual creators, because it is actually a thing in the TOS that we're not... And this, I believe, applies... I'm not sure if it applies to all people on Twitch, or it's just creators, that we're not supposed to disparage against other creators. But yeah. No, and it's totally fine for individuals to not want to tune in. You just don't. Yeah, no, inconsistent enforcement of TOS is a problem. That I agree. I do think it is often exaggerated a little bit more than it really is, but it is a problem. And for the record, they actually had a survey they sent out to me as a creator literally today, and that was one of the pieces of feedback I was like, you know, gave. It's like, hey, one of your big issues isn't what you do and don't have in your rules. It's that I'll have one person over here who breaks the rules and gets slapped and, like, permanent banned immediately. And then you'll have someone who has a trend of breaking rules, and then the optics are, because they make you money, you're willing to let it slide. Whether or not that's true, like, it can just be an oversight. But the optics are that you let it slide. And it's like, and the issue is, often appearing to have biases is just as damaging as actually having biases. The classic, if I think a company is biased, I'm not going to apply to them if I think they're biased against me, because it feels like a waste of time, even if they aren't actually biased. And that's not to say they aren't. There is absolutely bias. But the point being is that their claim, you know, that there isn't bias that they enforce and whatever, and they may actually have measures to do good by it that don't quite work, the point still stands. It doesn't matter. You've got to tackle where, you know, it feels unbiased and everything, and they have failed to do so. We don't need to go into specific examples and all that, but there have been cases where people have very much doxed individuals, and it's like, that's against TOS, and in a lot of places it's against the law. Like, you gotta step up. Like, it doesn't matter if the person's just absolutely printing you money. You have to step up and, you know, deal with it. Even if it does ultimately cost your bottom line. Alright, so try this again. Are you over your addiction? You are. Good. So try this again without being in addiction withdrawals. Again, you've got light, you've got everything, you're a good doctor. Excellent. So Sandoran is back into the two-arm gang. No longer living the one-arm life. But yeah, no, I agree with that kind of stuff. I was honestly in the review that with the survey, I was pretty mean to Twitch in it, because like there was a number of things around like monetization and moderation and all that stuff that I was, you know, a lot of it was like, hey, here's the way it appears from my perspective. Here's the way I'm experiencing this. You may feel that it's the other way, and you might even be correct, but it doesn't matter, because I'm experiencing this in this way, and for how I'm going to react to the platform, it might as well be true, because that's just how it is. And we're going to make that cobblestone just to have some variance. Alright, so we're getting a bunch of paths down in between all our buildings to expand on that, because just got that last little bit there. I've got plenty of sandstone, so we're going to get that knocked out. Let's see, if it fails, Doc gets a lot of medical XP, it's fine. Right, but I do want them to have two arms, so that their manipulation isn't quite so. Right now, because they're on aesthetic, they're still down, but it should put them somewhere in the area of like 70-80% versus 50. But yeah, because a lot of even what it's saying is when they're talking about like monetization, because they're both asking like, hey, how do I as a creator, like how am I feeling right now? As well as they were asking the like, are we doing good kind of thing? And a lot of that when I was having the discussion with them, well, not discussion. You think the Fediverse would solve this? Oh, absolutely not. Having a dozen different cooks in the kitchen, as it were, deciding where the rules are and all that kind of stuff, I do feel there's places that is going to be good and better about that kind of stuff. But I feel like what you're going to do is just have a whole bunch of places that all have problems. In all honesty, with the Fediverse stuff, you're going to have more issues where there's just places there is no moderation to speak of, and it'll give a new home for hateful people. So I don't see that as solving a problem. It's kind of taking it from one person dealing with the problem to a whole bunch of separate fiefdoms dealing with their own problems individually. And I do think there is value in a Fediverse kind of thing as a competitor, but I don't think it solves anything. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those things that like going through it, like I was just pretty scathing. It's like, hey, how do you feel about like, do you think the financials in your channel are going to be better or worse? I'm like, I think it's going to be worse. Like, you're pushing for profit and you're going to find it somewhere, and I do envision that in a lot of ways it's not going to be in the advantage of the viewer or the creator. Very clearly you're being focused on the profit, which you have to be, and I'm even being fair. It's like you have to find that profit. But usually I find when it is you focus on trying to get the profit and all that going, it ends up being they get more and more focused on the nickel and diming side, and less focused on, I don't need these things. Like, this is a freebie here, but I already have a Masterwork Harp and a telescope. Mass Chaos Skip I can't use, and I don't want a Sanguiphage, I don't think. Maybe, actually, you know what? I don't usually take a Sanguiphage. I think I'm going to. Let's make Sendoran a vampire. So don't connect him. I mean, the point still stands, Aheron, that whether you connect all these separate nodes, so I have like 20 different nodes, that is one website, kind of like Mastodon works, that they're all kind of the same pool, whether they're all independent of each other or they are all collectively one thing, my point still kind of stands with that. That it doesn't mitigate the problem. Because, like, don't get me wrong, it would be nice for stuff like, for example, Twitter, to have the federated thing so that where people are very unhappy with some of the decisions being made, they can turn around and be like, well, I want to be on this node of Twitter that has the extra moderation, that we don't allow these things and all that. But you still have the issue of, you've given a place for people to be toxic, that's given the AOK, and if that becomes... Sanguiphage hunters have shown up. Oh. Oh, that is not good. Just a casual doomsday launcher and guns and tech that just outclass me in every way. So they are going to go through the kill box, but the problem is that Doomsday. So first, everyone is restricted to Area 1. Hopefully no one's outside of that. So they are going to prepare. So the plan is to try and bait out that Doomsday. Man, that is really bad. I'm hoping... I'm trying to hope that Doomsday gets separated out, but it's just staying right in the bunch. Don't do that, Boar. Okay, good. They're gonna go out and lead the charge. So they're gonna bait the Doomsday to their face. That is really bad. Everyone... Ah, and they made a complete bypass for my kill box. No, Captain Sandy, get out of the way. All of you, fall back. Did you take the quest? Yeah, I've actually been fortunate that I've never had this issue before. Alright, there goes the Doomsday. You're gonna fire any second now. Doomsday is done. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to tangle with the Doomsday. I'm willing to fight the rest of this. I just didn't want to be involved with the Doomsday. I don't really care about Alpaca 1 right now. Gotta be real with you. Alpaca 1, not a thing I care about. Catch that one while they're on their own. So retreat back from the shield position. Okay. Let's go ahead. How hurt are you? You took a rifle shot, so go ahead and you back off. And Andrew, you take care of them. The rest of you, pop over here and see if we can't drop anyone else. Meanwhile, let's put you out before you die. Melee can get out of here. Okay, and what do you hear? Underground or psychically dull, not particularly good. You are not bio-coded. Okay. On the upside, we just up-teched a lot.
Thank you Ushse for subscribing for 3 months.
Thank you, Say.
stuff and things.
Thank you, Say, so much for the tier 1 sub. I really do appreciate that. You've been subbed to the channel for 3 months, and that means a whole heck of a lot. So thank you so much for the continuing support. I really do appreciate it. Alright, so we had some of the vampires die. Haul that home, haul that home, haul this home, haul the minigun home, haul the bolt action home. The food and all that we don't care about. The mace I don't really care about. The incendiary launcher I don't particularly care about. Alright, so just trying to get the fire taken care of. So, luckily that one vampire ran ahead and took it to the face. And because of that, the Doomsday rocket just hit her wall. Not that big a deal. I can live with that. No storage to steel glass. I can live with that as well. Alright, so we need people getting patched up real quick. Get the fires put out, all that stuff. Also, luckily the Doomsday launcher didn't trigger the chem fuel laying in the yard. Honestly, yeah, I mean that... Well, they're spread out enough. Some, like these 3 would chain react, but a lot of them wouldn't. That wouldn't have been that bad. I think it's far enough away that wouldn't have been that big of a concern, but yeah. So rescue them. Oh. Alright, so that sniper rifle stays in the ground. Oh, and schedule, that's the problem. So I can patch everyone up. Involuntary death rest, I'm okay with that. We'll deal with that in a minute. Pump shotgun. Go rescue this person. Ah, they got their brain destroyed. I was a little surprised when I saw that they were dead. Yeah. So, like, the vampire hunters, like, deliberately went to, like, execute them. Well, soon that fire should get dealt with. And I really wish they'd bring some of these weapons back. They keep queuing up saying, hey. Bring those back. Look, I'm going to intervene because I'm tired of you not actually hauling the weapons back. They're all set to urgent. Because mostly the people running back and forth putting out the fire. Oh, you survived? Oh, you have a drill arm. That person goes down again. We're taking the arm. Not gonna run them down. I'm getting my people back to being what they need to be doing. But if they go down again, we're taking that drill arm. Excellent. Health. We are going to go ahead and just capture you really fast. Because that is a mighty fine drill arm you got there. Alright, look. Go over here. I don't care about the steel gladius getting destroyed. But I do want that sniper rifle. Those can be useful for when you got a really dangerous mech raid that you just don't want to deal with. There we go. I know the alpaca are roaming. Just working real fast at trying to get all this stuff sorted. And then operations, remove part left arm. Because it's a drill arm, that we can get a free drill arm well before we're ready for it. Oh, we can get rid of that. Alright. Give me that arm, friend. Yeah, we don't have anyone who's ready to be our primary mining person, but getting a free, like, specialized limb that is actually worth getting, I'll take it. Okay, we'll patch him up and then try again, I guess. Remove part left arm. Because I'm not particularly invested in you surviving. Get these corpses out of here, because... it's gonna rot before we get to it. It's fine. Surgery failed. Oh, right. I haven't been telling them to use my best doctor. That's a me problem. Oh, did you actually get it off? Or is it just destroyed? I think you just destroyed it, didn't you? Yeah, they just destroyed it. Oh, well. That's because I didn't have my best doctor doing it. It's fine. We got some medical practice and everything. Meanwhile, are you... Alright, I need to get this wall repaired. Alright, and that should get our perimeter back sealed up. Even though, like, the alpaca can go out and around, it's fine. It's still an enclosed space. So I can leave that. Oh, never mind. They finished that too. Cool. So that way the animals aren't wandering around eating all my crops and all that. Yeah, so it's going pretty well. And as soon as you're over your anesthetic and blood loss, we'll kick you out. Do you have any good clothes? Probably don't have good clothes, right? Actually... We're taking those flak pants. You don't get to keep those. So the downside is we didn't get the sanguiphage. I'm not super worried about it. As well as things like I could go for it or not go for it. These aren't worth me stealing. Yeah, and that's a whole thing. Well, so the drill arm does help with deep drilling. It's 70% faster. So it's going to be something worth it to have, but you were not wrong that it's going to sit on the shelf for a while. And production-wise, we're honestly done with the smith here, so we can just go ahead and deconstruct that. So just go over here and I'll say make the helmets here. Do until you have one of at least 80%. So just take apart the fueled smithy and I'll put the smelter in there, and they could run around and grab like the chunks of slag and melt it out down for steel as well as needed. Yeah, making that straight up sandstone the whole way, it works. It's not as... I was thinking about making it so it'd be like marble on the outside, sandstone in the middle, but it's fine. It'll serve for now. It gives them faster movement speed throughout the base. What am I gonna grow here? We'll do these. The roses have a very short lifespan. So I'm just basically growing flowers there to have something there. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, refuel that because they keep moving the baby because it's too hot. Okay, and you're right about to be a toddler. There's that whole thing. Alright, so Tomb should be home. She's either already home or should be home anytime, because she told me that her coworker arrived, and it usually is about a half hour or so after that happens that she gets home. We'll give it a little bit longer for her to actually get home, and then we'll take the 5-minute break they take during my stream. You've been slowly making yourself a proper looking base and all that. We've still got a little bit of limestone, a little bit of granite, and a little bit of slate. We're out of marble at the moment, and we're burning through our sandstone, which is fine. That was actually a deliberate decision. They'll get that all patched up. I'm not super worried about it. We got plenty of stuff out here to keep hauling in. Okay, you are in labor, and you are an incredibly inconvenient location. Get to it. Prioritize hauling the weapon back as well. Oh, good. You're able to stand on your own. A lot of times it can be debilitating when they go into labor and they just collapse. So poor Andrew is walking back to the hospital on their own. The doctor's just waiting for them there. It's like, yeah, I'll take care of it when you get here. The father is also just waiting, being like, yeah, they can get here on their own. It's fine. Which they did, for the record. But, seems a little like, oh, you're going in labor? I'll just see you at the hospital, okay? Transport pod crash. A defector named Wolverine. She's not affiliated with any faction. Jogger Meanderist, who's beautiful. So Jogger is good. Beautiful is arguably a negative. I mean, it is a negative. And then Meanderist is kind of crap. I don't really need these skills. So if I took this person, I would, I'd probably have to cut out their tongue to avoid making it a constant problem. Alright, so I need someone who is not involved in the stuff happening in the hospital to deal with this. We're going to have you get patched up, but we don't want to keep this person. So with that said, I'm pretty sure I hear my wife home downstairs. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go on my quick little 5-minute break here, run downstairs, welcome my wife home, grab myself a little bit of din-din, and from there I will be right back, and we will continue on with this, and then in a little while we'll be at the game switch point. When I say a little while, it's like an hour and a half. We'll be at the game switch point, at which point we'll figure out what we're switching to. In the meantime, I'm going to go on my away screen, and thank you again for tuning in, and I'll be back here in a few. I'm okay if you're anxious, so long as we don't get anxious. Right now, I don't want to see anxious on our character. We're just going to see if our Nimble 5 will carry us through. Now, our hope is that we actually got the zombies off the car. Well, here comes the train. I don't think enough time to move, so back it up, 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 back it up. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, that's what you want. Thanks, everyone. Sorry. I did not expect that to do that. My apologies. Stop it, eyes. I need you to cut it out. Are you having an emotion? Yeah. Don't you hate it when that happens? Think we broke Strainer? Yeah. I think I've only gotten teary-eyed, what, 3 times on stream? Instant die. That's news. I was focusing on something else and I heard the zombie coming. Don't mind me.
Thank you.
I have been kicked from the server due to malformed packet detected as I'm being grabbed.
Hey, you didn't
That's
get
fortunate.
grabbed.
Alright, well, let's see what happens
I'll check
when...
it in.
So we'll see what happens when I come back.
I
was
killed the
just like-
zombie that was grabbing.
Oh, nice. On my screen, I'm like, oh no, I totally did not get that run off on time. Could you not bang in that door? I would like you to keep... I want the door. Stop hitting the door. I want the door. Thank you.
No, I told him you weren't.
Jonathan!
I saw your tag thing.
Hey, where are you guys at the venue?
Jonathan. Bartender Jonathan!
Up here, go check.
Just in front of stage, center stage.
I see you.
Tony. How was I supposed to stop it? Wash your hands.
Hello.
I was just trying to find the scarf. I was like, if I find the scarf, I'll find Marcus.
I want a stack of corn. Raw corn in the mouth. That's what I want. No judgment. Or maybe a little judgment. You know what we should do that our characters haven't done? Let's have a lantern. A sky lantern thing. We've done this, I think, 3 or 4 times in this run, and we have had not a single one that has been a positive experience. So, we'll see if this one's better. It's the first time we've had one with clear skies. There you go. One more. Kidding me? Alright, new run. The chance of actually getting tapped out and killed like that were very low with a regular club. That's some BS there. Am I gonna weasel by at the last second? Ah, yes. Just the way it's supposed to be. Oh no, I chose the wrong thing. I didn't mean to arrest you. I meant to give you medicine. This is not at all the same thing that what I meant to do. Whoops. I unintentionally did a literal kidnapping. All right. And I'm back. Now, that does remind me, and I don't know why, but it does remind me I owe a couple of Lego pieces for the subs. I take that back. I owe a Lego piece for the subs. So let me go ahead and get that because I was putting off in case we had more, but let me go ahead and get that. For those who don't know, for every sub or 100 bits we get, we've been adding a Lego piece to this kit, and it's been going, just gradually getting done. We're going to start off with this one, which is getting a sticker on it. Sticker number 4. But you can't see it yet. I'm going to put the sticker on it, then I'll show you what's up. Because I have to reach way past my microphone to do the Lego part. So it's not very precise. And unfortunately, stickers I do have to have a certain level of precision with. Yep, so we just stuck, it's a sticker that says Perseverance. I need to adjust that camera again. And we have the one Lego piece for the one sub we had earlier from Bentley. And that will be going, we put this out here, checking. That will go one hole from the side. And there we go. So as you can see, we're getting really close to that kit being done. Alright. But we're going to go ahead and pick up right where we left off, which is patching up our defenses, continuing our base building, and we have Andrew having another baby, which is almost perfectly timed because Darth is right about to become a toddler. I got scared when they move like that. I've had bad luck with them dying while having kids, even when the odds are like 0.5 or whatever. And so when it turned to the side, I was like, no. I was like, oh wait, never mind, I just went to bed. Which is fair, you just had a baby. So with that said, we are ready for our next person to be named in the colony. Cue draw. And we have Kira Liz, welcome to the colony. All right. So that means we got ourselves a brand new Babby in the colony, who everyone is just leaving on the floor. Thank you very much. Okay. So them working on all that, I honestly think it's not a bad time for us to go like here to say orders, floors, Totomac floors. Get these all queued up. Not that spot. So get all that sorted. Actually, we'll do it this way. Oh, never mind. That'll be annoying. And then cancel ones in between. Alright, so we didn't get that. That's a lot of wood? Yes, it is. And this is also a lot of wood over here, and more is showing up. But we're going to want to get all those rooms handled and whatnot. So we just have a lot of construction lined up to do, and we're just going to work on it. It's fine. You dropped your weapon. Did someone already haul that? I'm pretty sure they did. Growth moment for Darth Strider. They just became a child, so they're going to remain a tribesman. Cool. We'll go to their schedule. You are restricted to stay inside the perimeter where it's safe. We're also going to say recreation, yes. Because in RimWorld, when children have recreation time, that's when they do learning. So that's effectively school time. And they'll keep doing it until, you know, they don't have anything handy. I just realized I did not make a table or a desk or anything for you, so we'll go ahead and get ourselves a place for our our young learner to learn. Did I really design this in such a way there's just not a good spot? I did. So for right now, I can do this. No, let's not make it out of that. Slate. Which is actually works as a chalkboard, because I do... If I remember correctly, chalkboards are often made out of slate. Like nicer ones in the day. Alright. So yeah, so we'll probably make a dedicated schoolroom. That'll be on the agenda. I don't know where I'm gonna put that yet. Because this is gonna be our... for kind of a weird setup. I could put, like, the genetic stuff in the same room as the schoolroom, because it doesn't really need a room this big. So biotech, gene extractor. Well, first of all, get the gene assembler. I'll put a gene bank and the gene extractor. Cool. And then go over here, we'll need a light. And this is going to be overkill. But I do figure as the colony grows, there's a good chance we're going to have a lot of children in here. It's fine. We're making a schoolroom. And just because we can, furniture, is it here or is it under ideology? We'll make a jade lectern. Even though we'll never use it for the purposes of a lectern. Meanwhile, what weapon am I giving you? Because we found some fun stuff. I think I'm giving you the bolt action on this one. So you can equip the bolt action. I think, Captain, you get a bolt action. And I think we're going to actually give you the chain shotgun. Because while it's fun to meme at the whole using the minigun, its accuracy is really, really crap. I do find the miniguns are great. Oh, right, the toddler needs a weapon. You're joking about giving the toddler the minigun, but honestly... I don't really have something else I want to give you, cause it's after that it's revolvers, sniper rifles, or auto pistols. And the sniper rifle they're going to be absolutely useless with the whole time, and the auto pistols they need to be closer. Also, we will need to add onto the list. Even though I tend to try and keep the children out of any fights, I'm gonna make the helmets because we can. What are you making on here? Oh, it's showing a steel helmet. I always forget it shows that design for steel helmet too. How are we doing on power, by the way? We have an excess of 3,000 watts on the grid. I would say we're doing fine. Oh, it's because this thing's running full tilt, so it's adding an extra 2,000. Versus this is unreliable power. Or inconsistent, as I should say, power, not unreliable, inconsistent. And everyone's on our ideology, cool. And we're going to go ahead and switch this. This is no longer the one for prisoners, and now that one way over there is. Good, they decided to leave. I didn't want them to stay here, so that works out perfectly. Get the corpses out of here, please. We got Ambrosia down here. Alright. Because they're just going to keep getting mad if those corpses all stay there. We're actually getting to the point that our incredibly distant water place where we dispose of corpses is no longer very distant. We're almost to the point of creating ourselves the crematorium to deal with that. That's probably on the short list. I don't know yet where I want to put it, but we'll probably tuck it off to the side because these. We're not going to keep the chem fuel generators forever. We've been using that as kind of a stopgap. Once we get the geothermal, I'll probably get rid of those. Okay. Hey, I'm Hits. Sorry. I had problems pronouncing the name, my bad. How's it going? But yeah, so we're just getting our roads built all out there. Let's see. Hi, it is. Hi, it is. Or it is. Why? There was a thing. Can I not set nicknames anymore? Because I was trying to do that the other day, and it wouldn't let me. Because it used to be I would click on people's names, and you're able to go in and change their nickname for you. And the way I would work with that is I would go in, I'd have the person's username first, and then I would put like the bar, and then follow it with like the phonetic pronunciation. And I think they got rid of that at some point, like just secretly, or it's just. I'm not using the mod view. No, actually, am I using the mod view here? I think I am using the mod view, which might be the problem. It might be I'm just using a different view, but I used to depend on that so much for names that, like, you know, you look at it and your brain just immediately go, ah, that's how I pronounce it. Most of it split as, let's see, Hiltis. Gotcha. Ooh. So I really don't actually want the pollution here. But getting another psychic emanator is huge. Advanced components is huge. Glitter World is huge. The anti-grain warhead is both huge and terrible. It's a little bit of both. I think I'm going for that because the psychic emanator is good no matter what. Whereas the other ones can be a little bit more situational. You're attacking immediately. Okay. And you're drop podding into their bedroom. Let's see if I can get people in position in time. So we're going to have our melee pawns position here. All the others are going to position right outside the door. Actually, I want that door to be held open. Darstrider is going to kindly stay out of this. Alright, so you'll position. You're going to be able to get in here faster. You position there. You position here. Because you're going to try and get him into melee as fast as possible. Pop the door. And pop the other door. I didn't actually read what the quest was, so I got caught by surprise with the obvious thing. Food coming.
Yeah, you did.
I love you.
I love you. Enjoy.
I will. I have food, chat. It's gonna be great. Oh no, these are separate events. And that right there can stay right where it is. So we are accepting a large quantity of pollution. But in return, we're getting goodies. So we already have one here that covers all the way up to this middle room. I do think the next one I'm going to put here, and the reason for that is because it'll cover both our kill boxes on my side and the hospital. So people who are sick and otherwise having a rough day should be all square. So you're good. You're good. Any of you have gear we care about? Nope, so get the corpses out of here. Get these out of here. You're good. All right, they gave us nothing but good bolt actions. No bio-coded anything. Yes, that went well. So it looks like you took a shot from a pump shotgun that got through and did a little damage, but otherwise everyone else is fine. Is someone going to take care of you, or no? Gonna go to sleep instead? All right, I mean, that's certainly a decision. Meanwhile, for Cura Liz, everyone takes care of baby. Everyone takes care of baby. All right. And you're both treated? Good. Oh, and they dropped a big pile of medicine I couldn't see because the corpse is sitting on top of it. So, I mean, they're giving us more equipment. Man, that's a lot of bolt actions. What we'll probably do is we'll look for, like, whatever bolt actions, because I know one of these bolt actions, yeah, that's an awful quality one. So we'll wait till we get them in there. I think there was a normal quality one or whatever. We'll take whichever bolt actions end up being the least crap. We got 2 poor quality ones. And that room needs to be repaired now. It got pretty badly thrashed. I always forget that these things are minus 20 in appearance. They're like fun and cool, but like it's the fact they have such a severe penalty. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not going to use that. And I get it. The idea is it doesn't require a power source. They work forever and they give light. So they had to have a balanced choice. It's just such an extreme weird choice. There's a software developer going by. Okay. I didn't realize we did that on this planet, but I mean, okay, I guess. And people have asked me to plant roses forever. It's fine. I have a pretty unusable space here. I'll plant some roses. They're a bit laborious and they add beauty to the area, but it's not really that important. But we're gonna have some roses. You seen some game devs? Yeah, it's just one of those things that, like, I usually don't pay attention to it past, like, the very beginning of the game where you're choosing stuff. So seeing something like that's like, wait, what? We'll go ahead and do that there as well. And we'll go over here, zone. And I'll make those daylilies. You like to read through backstories, getting to the colony? Yeah, no, that's, when you first start, like, I don't do it so much on stream, I used to do it more. There was definitely times where, like, you'd go to your bio and you'd read, you know, what led them to be here kind of things. And that could be fun. But I kind of don't usually do that past the early game. like with random people who go by. One of the fun ones is I don't think we've got that much good art here. Yeah, so this is one that's just outlaws playing chess with scythers. These have been pretty boring because we haven't had a good crap, but when you get like a masterwork bed, we probably have them floating around here. Do we have a masterwork floating around here, like one of these? Because they'll have like a whole thing. Yeah, a masterwork. A dresser that gives small comfort bonus to nearby beds. Placing more than one dresser at the same area has no effect. VII 6F. This furniture bears the portrayal of Beyond of X Andrew Bitt's barn. Gambling. What is gambling? In bed with Makar, Very Last Lardine herring between the sheets. Andrew Bitts is near mirror image of Very Last Lardine. The image is bordered by a group of yams, and the work is shaded with hues of black and white. This representation relates to Andrew Bitts and Very Last Lardine becoming lovers on the 2nd of September, 5502. The maker, Very Last Lardine. So Very Last Lardine was like, I got some action, and I was really happy about it. I made a masterpiece of work because I had just that good of a time. You know what? Sure. Why not? That one doesn't have a fun description. But yeah, like your masterwork and legendary ones will have stuff like that. Yeah, masterwork weapons can also... It's not always. There's like an RNG to it, but you can get some really wild ones. It'll try and pick a past event, and then it'll write about it. Like, you know, an animal getting into a fight, or a raid happening, or in that case, apparently becoming lovers. Geothermal power. Heck yeah. Honestly, with getting geothermal, once we build it, I'm tearing down the windmill. Or the wind turbine. Because the wind turbine becomes pretty much irrelevant once you get geothermal. Not unless you're pushing pretty extreme amounts of power. Which we will, but I will, as the colony grows, I will just have access to more geothermal. Yeah, or someone getting sick and throwing up. Yeah, no, I've had Masterwork do stuff like that. Or getting food poisoning. I've had Masterwork about people getting food poisoning, where it talks about like the person looking incredibly uncomfortable and sick. I've seen ones where it's like, it's a piece of art about people getting stuff like gut worms. That should cause social fights. Oh, you make a piece of art that's like depicting someone in like this horrible and embarrassing situation. Yeah, I could get behind that. I could get behind like art that's depicting that like a very negative way that a person gets in a social fight upon its creation. All right, we're gonna begin the Jubilee. I still don't have all the things I need. It's 50-50 if it goes well. I need to actually deal with that, and I haven't. But that's what this room is about, is making a room to do this stuff. Boring, but it was enough to reform our ideology. Heck yeah. Task failed successfully. Alright. So usually we'll switch one thing each time. I think we are at the point, let's see, you once had someone die, her husband got sad and eventually broke, dug up her corpse and put it on the table in the mess hall. When he finished his break, he was inspired and made art a piece of digging up his wife's grave. That sounds very RimWorld. So I am going to remove the requirement there. We can't add any rolls. But people asked me to go ahead and just make that one thing, so we can add one thing to here. I'm not going to speed up the research. I actually like the research being slow. We're not going to have any meaningful number of insect infestations anytime soon. Later on we will. We could make it so they share beds earlier. I'm not too worried about that. If we were to go for a meme, is there a meme we would want? Tunneler makes no sense. Pain and Virtue we were not going to worry about. Darkness and Cannibal and Nudism are out. Blindsight is out. Tree Connection, we're going to just piss people off. The Supremacy, absolutely not. These, absolutely not. High Life is just a nuisance. With Random Research, I can't do that one. If I got the Sanguiphage, I could be considering Blood Feeding. Oh, Guilty. We will do Guilty. That is what we're doing this time. So, for those who don't know what Guilty does, Guilty is a mixed bag. So what Guilty will do... Pain is idealized? Oh, I didn't know that. I forgot about that one. So it makes charity essential. And what that means is when refugees show up and say, "Please, sir, may I have some food?" And if you say no, all your people get really upset about it because they feel guilty about, you know, how they're doing and everything, that they're doing better than our people and whatever. So they actually gives them a mood debuff, and it's something sticky. It's like 5 or 8 days, and it's like -6 or 8 or something like that. And it stacks. But on the other hand, as the benefit of you do help them, you get a mood bonus. The issue is when you have like the drop pod crashes or refugees asked to join you, that counts as a charitable event where if you say no, you take a mood debuff. Which is the really rough one. Because you'll have these colonists that'll be absolutely terrible who want to join. And you'll be like, no, I'm not taking this terrible colonist. But I'm kind of wondering, if we lean into the xenobiology kind of stuff, if we can take pawns that would normally be like, absolutely not, no, never. If we can make not, no, never into, you know what, I can, through a little bit of effort, make this person salvageable. Because that's what I plan to do with our waster, is I don't mind the psychic dependency. That's fine by me. What I do and plan to do is I plan to go in here and override the aggressive trait. Like all the others, I'm not worried about that. Aggressive trait, I want to get rid of. All the other, it's fine. But aggressive, I'm not a fan of. It just leads to way too many social fights. So you're taking that too often that you're getting a tolerance, and that's a problem. So let's go here. You're at 1 a day. And you're going to be moved to 4. Actually, let's make it 5 and see how it goes. Because I need to find the balance for them, because they're dependent on it, so I can't... Oh, and also, children don't get drugs. There's a balance to be had there, but also that. With the assignments, so you're soldier, you'll also be soldier. The soldier is just my melee ones, which is like, get your body armor, get all your stuff. Wear shield belts, do all that, versus anything shield belts aren't allowed. Okay. Oh, one thing we can also do... I'm saying as I'm going, where the heck would I put it? I think the rec room can have the computer not have a penalty. I don't have anywhere to put it in here. I could reinstall the harp over to this side. These are being taken apart. I could put the computer up here to summon aid and all that. So let's go down here and misc the orbital trade beacon thing. We'll definitely want to set that up later. Are you tribal or industrial start? We were Naked Brutality. Meanwhile, I'm starting to get a stockpile of dye. You're mostly lurking, but you saw Little Dar's favorite color appears to be the darkest black, which is kind of hilarious. My favorite one is when you're looking, it's like, what's this person's favorite color? And it's like beige. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I am so sorry your favorite color is beige. Okay, so one thing I'll typically do is I will go and dye people's rooms their favorite color. Just because we can. So you have, I think that blue for Captain Insanity. And then Luxray, I believe, is that teal. Which, as I recall, there isn't a teal just like it. Because, weirdly, the palette for painting rooms and all that is a totally different palette from what's available here. Because, like, that one has, like, a very lime green. You'll notice there's not quite a green that's quite neon like it. So you just kind of have to ad-lib something that's sort of in that ballpark. I'm going to go with the pale lime, which is still not quite. Is there mods that gives a frayed color easy to find? Not that I'm aware of, but I would really like there to be. So you have pink and, like, a light gray for that room, because they are a couple. So we're going to go ahead, and you want, like, neon pink, which is not available. So we're going to go with the light indigo as the closest one to that. And then we have, like, the light gray. And so we're going to make a little light gray ring in here. And Chaotic Awesome's favorite color is kind of like a yellow-green. Around this area. Marsh green. And we'll let them finish those rooms before we do more. Need a mod gene to fix the color. Yeah, just like... Oh, it's base game, the colors? Yes. I don't remember if it's a DLC thing or if it's just the base game or whatever. But like the favorite colors. The only downside is it's like being able to like just choose a card, say like paint this room this color. But as you can see, it's a way of kind of giving the room a little bit more personality than just all the rooms looking the exact same. You also... So, Conrite Darstrider. So, Conrite, your favorite color is like a very, very purple. Trying to go by their helmet. Maybe grape? It's either grape or just purple. I think it's more purple than grape. And Darstrider's is black. Just straight up black. But we can't paint the room yet till there's floor down. You can't paint unfloored rooms. I'm envisioning this being like there's like this perfectly normal community and there's just the one kid who's like, I am the knight. And everyone just kind of rolls their eyes. Every single Halloween they're Batman. You get the family together and you're gonna like do the whole thematic, the family thing, and everyone else chooses to do like Mystery Inc. And then there's the one kid who's Batman. Actually, cancel those. We'll put it in the corner of the room. It's a phase, alright? Let the kid be. No, it's fine. But it's always just kind of funny when you see that, where it's like very clearly the whole family had the theme, and then there's the kid who just really wanted to do their own thing, which is totally, totally fair. But it's always just funny when you see that, where it's like clearly the whole family had like some theme they're going for, like, you know, classic monsters or whatever. And then there's the one as Batman. Or what it's... Batman's the one that always pops in my head because, let's be honest, the fandom around Batman gets pretty ridiculous at times. But, you know, there's a whole bunch of them. Late run, I'll probably have to tear down a lot of those lights, by the way. And the reason for that is RimWorld's optimization around its lights is absolutely terrible. So it does end up being very... Like, it's weirdly, it's not when the lights are on, it's when they turn off that's the problem. Oh, I forgot I could set the light colors. I almost never train the advanced lights. Meanwhile, we can go here, and... the randomly assigned color for our ideology is like mustard. I don't think we've got a color that really... I mean, yeah, it's literally mustard's the best we're going to get. So we're going to go ahead and sign the break room to be our ideologies color, and later on we'll sign... Well, actually, we'll also sign the nursery to be that color, which I'm so sorry, children. Like, don't get me wrong, mustard's not the worst color, but let's be real. It's not a great color. Oh yeah, there's been a lot of people actually like go into Batman so far as a superhero, and they're like, you know, actually Batman's pretty terrible. Like, entertaining to watch and all that, but it's like, oh, actually, there's a lot of problems with Batman as a character. It's like, what? I just conspire to be able to take down anyone in case they turn against me. I have trust issues. I'm Batman. So you're gonna do... Alright, look. You're gonna send a legitimately awful thing at me. I can't even score some budget unstable power cores. Oh no, that's only if we do... Well, I mean, we're not gonna do it. We're just constructing the base. I don't worry about monuments. Kid has a minigun. I ain't confronting him. This is fair. Let's also make sure zones, expand area, area 1. I know it's not fully enclosed yet. We're going to expand area 1 to include the next expansion, because the area 1 zone is just inside our defensive perimeter, where, in theory, people should be safe from, you know, random raids or whatever. Yeah, and for those who don't know, the painting of the floors, that's an art skill. So your people who make your art and all that will paint your rooms. But I was just noticing that our dye is starting to accumulate. So I was like, alright, let's just put this dye to some use real fast. Get it out of here. Oh, you got that fire going? It is time to do some sky lanterns. Let's have fun. Well, right now Darth doesn't have a personality at all yet. We're gonna get there. We're gonna see how Darth grows up in this colony. Inspired surgery, cool. Beautiful, fair. And that would recharge our psionic abilities if we had any. That said, none of our people qualify as tribesmen, right? I don't think they do. That's fine. Arco Nexus. We're not doing an Arco Nexus run, so we'll just go ahead and X out of that. Pretty soon I should actually start... Oh, I forgot you actually can do this. I just haven't bothered yet, but we're gonna go with that. I'm trying to remember... So, the largest this bedroom can be is it requires a bedroom of 30 with an impressiveness at 80, a royal bed and all that. And an 80-tile throne room. I do think we can actually go and set that up, but we will have to, like, dedicate a proper room and all that for that. Like, just make a really impressive throne room. Like, this will be our ideology room, and they'll do rituals. And eventually, as we just have more to build, I can see making a dedicated full-size throne room with all the stuff. So if we want to start pursuing that, we can. So we have officially run out of cut blocks, which is fine. As far as the sandstone and marble go, which I figured was going to happen. That's part of the reason I did this, was to knock that down. All those back, so Chaotic Awesome can cut those as well. Yeah, we do need another dedicated crafter. I'm trying to remember. If you put these outside, they have a different design, right? No. Oh no, that was Prison Architect. They do that. I'm gonna avoid doing that though, because that'll become a whole big thing. Meanwhile, we can go to ideology. We have the Shrine of Truth, whatever it's called. Are you gonna make that out of jade? You have a lectern made out of jade in here too. We'll have a whole bunch of those. We're going to need a fire in the room. Colors are content from a DLC? Gotcha, then it's probably ideology? Would be my guess. I don't know for sure, but I would guess ideology. And then we'll plan for the reliquary to be there when we have it. So I'm making all the fancy stuff out of jade. So it's not going to get done anytime soon. But that's fine. I'm honestly surprised they haven't been complaining. Usually by now they're like, you know, such and such demands an altar. But we'll worry about that when we get there. We can go ahead and delete this spot. And we will add it down here. But then we're basically turning this into a really fancy temple. Starting to actually collect a variety of stuff. And food's been going really well. I might get rid of the Devil Strand soon because we are just getting a really big amount of alpaca fur. So even though we are getting Devil Strand and all that, which is really nice, especially for resisting fire, eventually I'm going to switch this over to other stuff growing here. But so far, our food is going fine. It's just I'm envisioning I'm going to have to expand my my food operation. So keep a little bit of cotton because you need the cotton fabric for making certain equipment later that only cotton can do. Like it's that plus like plasteel and all that. Can I prioritize this? Because I'd like to get the geothermal built and out of the way so I know it's locked in. Because it's inspect we already have the steel mined, it's just not here. Rare thrombos. I don't think we could tame them yet. Nope, we still only have 8, but we're working on it. Okay, so we'll let you return with this set of steel, and then we'll have them eat, and then they can get back to doing more. Okay. Hey, Insane Spork, how's it going? Now, the other thing I've noticed is I think we're getting pretty close to the point that... Who are you? What are you doing here? Hemogen Craving? What? Malnutrition Extreme? That person's been laying there for like a whole season. Oh, yes. So you have a submachine gun, a chain shotgun, a poor quality silver gladius. So this actually should be one we can abuse pretty well. And the reason we can abuse it pretty well is most of our weapons have a significant higher range than their weapons. All those bolt action rifles. Get over here real fast. Okay, so that's how far we need to move up, roughly. I'm trying to approach him too much. Alright. So they've started their assault. Defensive positions. You'll be way in the back. It'll just as the positions when we get there. Alright, so you don't have a position assigned. That's okay, we'll deal with that in a moment. You're going to attack my marble wall. I dislike this, sir. Why are you all doing that? Okay, good. Okay, so you have a... So it's time to move people around a little bit. You have a bolt action. You get farther back. You have a bolt action. You get farther back. You have the chain shotgun. You get closer up front. Actually, I'll put you over there. Darth, I'm not sure I want you up here. It's a bad idea. But... we're gonna go for it. Get you some skill. I thought there was 4 of them. Oh. You're a big jerk is what you are. You're attacking a power conduit. Where are you seeing a power conduit you can reach? Oh, you're breaking my power conduits in the wall. 4 hours of sleep, still wide awake. That's no fun. How did you get hurt? Look, I'm trying to deal with you real fast. Okay, so all of you... So you two run that person down just so they don't set off fires. The rest of you do what you need to do. We can grab your weapons. Because they're not bad. I mean, the Steel Gladius won't be a priority. The others didn't have gear I care about, right? I don't care about your stuff there. If we down that person, we'll take their flak stuff, but there's a good chance they'll just die. Actually, here. You become a vampire. You all deal with this person. Do it fast. Cool. So you got knocked down. Yep, so we've got one of our people just became a vampire. So that does mean probably the next thing we'll do ideology-wise is we'll take like the bloodletting thing, so that people don't get upset about it. Literally everyone going to bed, just leaving you laying here. Cool, man. Bulk goods trader. Neat. Who is our next highest social? Probably you. The bulk good trader is probably one we really want. Okay, bulk goods trader. Take all of this leather we are piling up that we don't need. What do you have to offer me? Spike core floorboard? Oh, it's right. It's not a trap, it's just a thing that looks pretty. Give me your components. Give me the medicine making stuff, even though I can't use it yet because I want stuff in return from you. Take the yayo, we don't need it. Take the smoke leaf, take the ambrosia. Not quite that much. We trade them again. And we go to gift. So they're at 49. So we can take 51. So gift-wise, we can go here and say take the devil strand. All of it. The sight tea, let's go ahead and say take 109 of it. Take the remaining ambrosia and go juice. Take the somewhat worn out helmets. Take the bed rolls that are bigger than I need. Take the pemmican because we've moved on to other stuff. Honestly, take the chem fuel that we've got so much because this is getting dangerous for me. So we'll have you take 500 of it. The cloth is fine. That doesn't put you over the edge. I think that'll do. We could also give you some of the alpacas. And they're allied. So we should still have enough alpacas to keep making more, so that's good. We are now allied with them. Love to see it. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. Hold the cash. Get them out of here. Cool. Very tired, no sleep, but you made some funny discoveries working on your little project? Yeah. I have issues where I can get like focused on stuff and not keep up. So finally, this room is not up to its eyeballs and stuff. So that's good. And when you get up, I believe that's your longsword down there? No, your longsword's up here on this shelf. Okay. So the challenge we're going to run into is managing the sanguiphage kind of thing. It always ends up being a bit of a problem. Like the one way you usually deal with it is you have prisoners that's their role, is they just sit in the prison cell and you feed on them. I'm not going to do that. So we are going to need to get our ideology switched over to bloodletting. Can you look at the last 3 comments? I am aware of them. You did respond to someone else in chat and all that. I do get that you didn't have sleep. Would someone please put the fire out that's right next to the chem fuel? And has literally got the chem fuel generator on fire? Thank you. I want you to finish the geothermal. So once we finish the geothermal, then we should be in good shape where, let's let this go away. Yeah, no, that's what I deal with. It's like, you just kind of can't think. It's like, not even like doom and gloom or that kind of stuff. It's just something, you get like some kind of earworm in your brain that's just kind of like, oh, let's just sit here and think about this whole thing. And like, but this isn't a good time, brain. I really need to sleep, brain. And your brain's like, nah, I think we're just going to focus on this for the rest of the night. And it's like, oh, come on, brain. Which usually the best I've found is to find something that's distracting enough for your brain to not focus on it, but not too distracting you can't sleep, which is easier said than done. That's sandstone. I'm wondering if there's any slate around here anywhere. Oh, I forgot to pick that up. There we go. Orders. Floors. Remove the slate floor there. And deconstruct that steel wall. Yeah, so in the ancient danger, I think I've got everything cleared out on the tile other than just mining for ore's sake, which is fine. Nope. It's just not how it works. You cannot eat your brain. Your brain's in charge and it says no. Oh, does that mean you can get a masterwork right there? Nope. Oh, wait, that can't be a masterwork. That's fine. Darstar has learned a little bit of shooting and a little bit of melee. Teaching them the important lessons in life. All right. Because we didn't have quite enough slate to finish the entire... Well, here, what we can do for right now is let's take these ones out in the back. I'll probably add them in later, but we don't have quite enough slate to do all of them. So I'm going to take those away so we hopefully can get the slate for these ones. And get that all sorted. Oh, are you restricted inside still? That explains things. Oh, yeah, and, so I've got a scyther on that side, and I think that's 3 scythers on this side. Okay, so it's a group of 4 scythers. So mostly we're going to keep most of the people restricted in here, except for very last Lardine, because I need you to plug that hole in the wall before it's too late. Okay, so with that, new plan. You go grab your sword. And we'll have Con right here grab the EMP grenades. I put you back into assignment. So what'll end up happening here is we'll go and get to the door. We'll have them drop the EMP grenades. We'll have our melee in the backup positions, mostly to cover the EMP person, and then everyone else is just going to spray bullets. Was he not sure if there are any Stardew Valley fans here, but the new update is coming March 19. Yep, we will absolutely be playing it. I have played Stardew Valley multiple times on stream. It's one of the games I've done like properly modded runs of on the channel and all that. So when the update comes out, I do plan on doing another playthrough. I think they said they intended this to actually be like the last update or whatever. What will the update bring? We don't know. They implied it's going to have a significant increase in content, though. And they have teased some things. But as far as like what actually is going to be brought, we don't know. Last was one, you're very skeptical. Because you're afraid to often process things, what I can't change. You try to focus on actual things, plan. One other thing you can do is if you're someone who's got like something that you do need to be dealing with coming up, that you can't like kind of break from focusing on. One thing that can kind of help with that is just to like take the thing to be like, okay, yeah, you know, 7 o'clock, we're going to deal with that tomorrow. Whether or not you actually do or anything like that. Because just weird way brains are, sometimes it can be convincing to your brain. They're like, oh, I've taken care of that. Even if something you have like zero ability to deal with. Okay, actually, the minigun is a little bit too pray and spray. Despite being nowhere near the site, there are still pegged friendlies with it. So, which is especially surprising considering we had someone who was standing between Darth and that with a shield. Increase the content. You want to think new map? I think they did talk about adding stuff to the map kind of thing. All right, you two get back over here. Because their job is mostly to protect the EMP person. Because Scythers are dangerous up close. And I could go in there while they're stunned, but then we gotta deal with friendly fire. Alright, so it should unstun pretty soon. There you go. Nicely done. So you had one hit from over here, which is a friendly fire shot from Darth. Because mini guns are not particularly precision weapons. News at 11. Alright, and with that, your gun went somewhere. You were rocking the chain shotgun. I think for right now we're gonna move Darth over to a bolt action as well. Just because the miniguns I found are good if you don't plan on having anyone move up and you get a bunch of them. they can be great at just spraying so many hits. It doesn't matter how big the force is coming. You'll just keep stunning them again and again, which is really handy. But just a singular minigun I found to be not that useful. Yeah, no, I had heard there's going to be potentially a new farm map, and I also heard that there's going to be, like, just a significant increase in content, a significant increase in dialogue, that there's going to be a lot more. They've also alluded that there's going to be some extra thing. Every streamer you know will be streaming Stardew Valley with this update, I'm sure. I think it'll be a large number of them. A long-range mineral scanner. That's good, except I don't have a drill. So it doesn't do me a whole lot of good until I have the drill. Yeah, no, I imagine there's going to be a lot of people playing Stardew Valley when the update drops. Which is one of those things that as a content creator becomes the, okay, which way do I go with it? Because I can stream it right when it drops because people know I play that game in the past and all that. And so maybe I can compete in the space. But at the same time, if everyone's in that space, it also means it's very likely I won't be able to compete in the space because it'll just be oversaturated. We'll see. I'll definitely stream it, but it might be whether I stream it immediately on release or, you know, I stream it a couple weeks later or whatever. New festival late game content that expands on the skills. JoJo alternatives for end game quest. New rewards, winter outfits for villagers. 8-player multiplayer, and more content. Yeah, they implied it's going to be as big as when they added the tropical island. Like, in that ballpark of the scope of the update. I wonder if we'll reach levels of power Diablo 4 or Starfield. No, I doubt that. Like, don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot of people checking it out. But just by the nature of the style of game, I don't think... Could be a thing. Smart detection? Weird. It was like smart detection beta. I'm like, I don't even know why you flagged. But yeah. Now, for streamers, I still don't think it'll be that big. I think it'll be big. To be clear, I do think it'll be really big. I don't want to imply it's not going to be. I've almost never used the long-range one. I do think it will be very big. I do think it'll be very crowded. I would guess you're probably going to be talking... The first day, I could see it breaking 100,000. I do think by the end of the first week, I think we'll probably be sitting there in like the 15 to 20,000 maybe? They did change Dino Dance. That is a very different Dino Dance emote. They also mentioned they passed 30 million copies sold. They're going to be selling a cookbook. Oh, sorry. They also mentioned they passed the 30 million copies sold. They're going to sell a cookbook, and they're looking to do a concert tour. Okay, the cookbook makes sense because there's lots of recipes in Stardew Valley that are like legitimately good recipes and all that. Like you just need to like write the actual cooking instructions for in real life. The concert tour surprises me. Nothing wrong with it. It's just one of those things that you just look at, it's like, wait, really? Okay, I mean, nothing wrong with that. It's just not a connection I mentally make between Stardew Valley and a concert tour. I do hope if they do the concert tour, it is in the theme of the characters, because there's like, what, 3 or 4 of them that are in a band? I do hope they thematically make it that it's the band on tour. Even if they just play all like the Stardew Valley tracks and not specifically like stuff that would align with that band. So take that apart now. Why did I change that? It was pretty. Yeah, no, it's I kind of because the other one reminded me of like the Google, you know, the like the website's not available screen. Mechanite cluster shown out. It is a combat cluster going nearby. It'll initially be dormant. It has proximity sensors. Okay. So it is a climate adjuster that's going to make it slightly colder. It does have a low shield. It does have an unstable power core. We can probably get that power core. We've got the pikemen. That's going to make scythers. So basically, I've got 2 pikemen and a scyther, and then these 3 to start with. We can easily run up to this side, drop the EMP around the corner, and take out those two pretty easily. This one's a little trickier. And then it really depends on where they go. The Scythers I'm less worried about. When you click on it, the preview, it shows the old one. Alright, so I think the same plan is going to go for this one. Is we're going to grab one of our people to be our EMP person. This is a dangerous thing to do. Where did you put those EMPs, by the way? Go grab the EMPs. Because Darth's going to get in on this one. Conrad has the baby. Put the baby away. We're not going to wait for this. It doesn't have a proximity sensor or a timer. It's just passive. I want to recover the unstable power core. No, don't physically walk through them, please. And do not fire at will, just in case they decide that's automatically hostile or something silly like that. Darth has been selected? You're right, Darth hasn't been selected. Alright, get everyone over here. Do it fast. Okay. So, I think the thing I want to do first is if we pop out from this side, I don't have to worry about any of the sentries shooting at us. So I think we have Darth pop out, drop EMP over here, disable the pikeman, everyone else pops out, bullet spray, the Scythers come out, same deal. So with that, you two stand here. You get some cover over here. Actually, you two stand back here. Darth stands over here. And then all of the ranged pile in behind. Alright, Darth. I need you to land these EMPs. Oh, you're going to have to peek out far and I want you to. It's fine. It's fine. It's not really fine, but we're going to pretend it's fine. So shuffle people around. So we got the people up close. I need you to land that EMP roughly there. You're on track. Everyone get ready to open fire. It's good. Fire at will. Please Zeus hammer it. Nicely done. Keep shooting at that so it can't make more mechs. Because it's trying to decide what it wants to do. Which I'm okay with. Okay. That side is handled. I don't like that that ran away. That wasn't part of the plan. The plan had been that he would come around and we would fight them all at once. Him being way off on his own does screw with stuff a lot. So I'm going to hope he comes back real fast. No, you're just going all the way in? Crap. That's really not part of the plan. Okay, so you're going to run out there and bait the shots. The rest of you get ready to move for the moment that's clear. Because you're both a vampire, and you got a shield, and you got everything going for you, so you can take some shots to the face and be perfectly fine. Meanwhile, Darth, put an EMP right there. You go ahead and just stand here and look pretty, I guess. It's fine. Okay, So next up, same plan. Your shield belt's full. Go bait the shots. What else is blocking? And same deal. You there. I wonder why it's not shooting. I'm not complaining about it. Oh, interesting. Oh, is that blocking it? Is that actually a thing? I didn't realize that would block it. Ooh, right on the edge. I wanted to keep it, but, you know, that's apparently not what we're getting today. Meanwhile, where'd the pikeman go? Because it ran in here to cause trouble. It's gonna go trash my desk. No, don't run. Okay. Alright, so schedule. Everyone's unrestricted except you. Go here, orders. Allow the selection. We can go to disassemble because nothing survived we care about. Haul the components because those will rot, and move on. Yeah, no, it's we're trying to make our way there. We're gonna be way late to the party. I don't know why it opted to just say, you know what, never mind. Oh good, it switched targets, which means it only damaged 2 of them. It didn't destroy either. Well done. Okay, well, I mean, that went well. No one took damage at all, which is always a good thing. Dara can go get their bolt action back. Honestly, actually... Yeah, no, submachine guns aren't in good shape. Alright, it's fine. Get that corpse out of there. Okay, so that went pretty well. Could have been worse. Could have been the kids' room. Yeah. I mean, the reason I went for that is it was open and it was seen as like a higher value thing to go after. So there's a reason it got targeted. But in the meantime, everyone's just getting to work, getting stuff done. It'll also be interesting when we get the gene extractor in there, because I am looking forward to messing with trying to snag some of these out of here. Because we could snag, or if we could snag like ageless out of here. Like, a lot of these are really good. But it's one of those things that with, like, the vampires, it takes a lot to get them what they need. One downside I have is I didn't get much hemogen from the sanguiphages who crashed. And we're not bloodletting yet, so... Eventually they will die. Because while they're going here, I believe eventually something is going to come by and kill them. Which is fine. I could technically get 2 sanguiphages out of here. I'm a little worried about going that deep into it since I don't have bloodletting, nor do I have a source of hemogen. Other than, you know, against my people's will, you know, bleeding them. And I don't want a whole colony of sanguiphage. My plan was just basically to get those genes in here since they already have this stuff. And once it gets built, we could take our chances with seeing if I can't get anything good out of the Sanguiphage and start like overriding stuff like aggressive when we can get a hold of, you know, decent traits. You know, mess with people. Like, it'd be interesting to give everyone ageless. Now, never sleep is still my favorite trait out there. Just never sleep. Live forever. Okay. Because never, like, the downside of never sleep is you never have kids or anything like that, typically. But your people can just kind of work at stuff forever. And things like, you make lots of progress and stuff when they don't spend a third of their day sleeping. So you did finally move the harp. But you haven't deconstructed these. I might intervene and make you do that. Because then I'll put the communications panel here. It'll just be another thing on the queue. That's real. Yeah, okay, you're still restricted. Alright. Just don't forget the eye drops when you never sleep. I mean, that'd be like the thing in real life. If you truly did never sleep, like there would be lots of things that become a problem. There's a reason why humans need sleep, and most animals need sleep. There's exceptions, but most animals need sleep. All right, so you can put the comms panel here. Because with the comms panel being there, and I've got this going to be pasted down here, we can at least sell everything in our storage room. But that's all waiting. We are building as aggressively as we can. Research known, Go Juice production. Well, if we do end up taking any Hussar, we at least have Go Juice production that I could turn that on to help the Hussar. You're set to... Oh, you still have art? Yeah, you're still struggling to keep up with the cleaning and all that. And Darth is getting more skills. There's Go Juice production. Something got moved. I heard it get moved, but I don't remember. I don't recall what we were moving. Put you here, because that's just sitting there not giving us the bonus, which is doing us no good and taking up storage. And eventually we'll get rid of the field smithy to make room for a smelter. To give us another source of steel as we get all these attacks and all that. That's all fine. We'll clean it up eventually. Yeah, so we've got these covering a lot of major locations to give people mood bonuses. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. If we do end up getting more of the psychic emanators, I'll probably put them in the middle of the cluster of rooms here, and the middle of cluster rooms here kind of thing will be the next move. So we can cover a bunch of bedrooms with them. A legendary chair. Let's look at the legendary chair. A comfortable and attractive chair can be used at tables, workstation, and elsewhere. The curve-like X5, or XV, so 15. The furniture bears a portrait of 6 dentists and archers eating bell peppers together. There is an aardvark beneath the main subject. Very last Lardine. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. It's not what I was expecting. That is a decision of combination of subject matters. That's definitely a decision. No idea where I want to put that decision, but it is in fact a decision. Of dentists and aardvarks. Oh, is that set to home? Don't. No, that's not set to home. All right, well, I don't really know what's going on there. Okay. And I think we're running into the problem that Chaotic Awesome is struggling to keep up with all the things that need crafted as the population's gotten up, because she's responsible for making the helmets, the clothes, the cooking, like everything. And it's just too much for one person crafting. What are my thoughts on cybernetics in real life? Neuralink? If you're talking like Neuralink, like Musk's thing, I like the idea. I think it'll be great to be able to help people like who have limitations to be able to, you know, like potentially restore functionality that they never had or had before, that kind of thing, you know. People who are immobilized to be able to interact with stuff. I think that's all good. I don't trust Musk at all with that. I also feel like a lot of the way they're approaching it, because Musk has a very startup, you know, throw it against the wall, see what happens kind of thing, which when you're wiring things into people's brains is not really an appropriate way to deal with it. Fail fast with wiring things into people's brain is not a good approach. I also do feel like the pie in the sky idea that they have a lot of it, where they'll be able to like fully interact with a whole bunch of stuff, gets kind of scary in the sense of, you know, reading out versus putting input in kind of thing that they've been talking about is not something you want. Yeah, I don't trust Musk with it at all. Like, if someone else is doing it, I would be a little bit more on board. But the specific individual involved... So it's one of those things. I like the idea of her, especially with people with, like, you know, motor limitations, that you can have this thing that could effectively get them, you know, better mobility, or where stuff they couldn't work with before, now they can. Alright, why are you tempting me with 7 of those capsules? So you would attack me with a 2x size mech cluster, and you give me champions that I can throw at the problem while I guard 2 cobras. And they have blood rot, and you're willing to give me 7 of those bad boys, which would really open what I can do later. I think the answer is no, though, because I still don't have flak armor or anything like that. So getting a single Lancer shot can be a death sentence very easily. So while it's tempting, I'm probably going to have more opportunities, which means I'm certainly not going to. But while it's tempting, it definitely feels like a way of losing people for something that's going to sit on a shelf and maybe not gets used someday. But yeah, no, cybernetics is a general concept I'm on board with. I'm not on board with being able to write to someone's brain as far as, like, providing input. Because of a whole lot of dangers that even if the person doing it is truly altruistic and trying to do the right thing, having it feed information to your brain means if someone compromises the tech, you get where that goes. It's not they could, like, turn you into zombie or whatever, but they could very genuinely do extremely harmful things to your health. Potentially fatal things. So that side of it, which is not where we're at right now. But being able to have a person who no longer has control of their arms and are being able to like type on a computer screen, sure, absolutely. I don't trust Musk with it, but I do think it is a cause worth pursuing. You know, you're giving functionality to people who, you know, may have had it at one point and then lost it due to, you know, usually trauma, injuries, sickness, or whatever. Or for those who were born and just never had it, be able to give them that functionality if they so wish. I do feel like there is merit there. But unfortunately, Musk is a really messed up person, is the way I will put it. Okay, so we did get our the communications device set up. Once they eat their simple meal, I want to get this so we can start trading. Alright. Let's see, you're not sure you trust any corporate entity to put a chip in your brain, honestly. That is absolutely fair. Like, that's kind of the catch, though. For me to have trust and faith behind it, it would need to be something that would be some, like, non-profit medical thing to be like, yes. Now, obviously, people who are in desperate situations and all that would be more willing to take that risk. But my fear is that's the exact kind of thing a lot of companies would, you know, take advantage of. But like that's kind of the catch, is you'd have to trust whoever's doing it. So you definitely want to get people who have alternative motives out of the or I shouldn't say alternative motives, conflicts of interests out of the way. Now you understand why some people have trouble with the current pacemakers and such? Yeah. Oh yeah, no, pacemakers, like, they're a thing. If you need one, you need one. But then there's also a current, like, there's the thing that there's a lot of fear and concern because you don't know what companies are going to do because profit is king kind of thing. Which is really a bummer that is the situation we're in. I do kind of feel like medicine should almost not be allowed to be based around profit. That it should be seen as something else. And I know that has lots of negatives and ramifications. But it is one of those things that... Oh, sweet, we're going to be able to make a freezer? I don't even know where I'm going to put it, but we could make a freezer. I mean, ideally we'd put it back here so it's by the kitchen, but yeah. Pay $16 a month to unlock having good dreams. Pay $20 a month to have ad-free good dreams. Oh man, like there's already a lot of laws around using, like, you know, psychological stuff like subliminal messaging and all that, and ads. So like the whole thing where you'd play a show but like have like little snippets of the ad that the person wouldn't notice directly, but the brain would catch up on those few frames. Whether or not that's actually effective is certainly a discussion. But yeah, no, there's all sorts of stuff that gets totally sketch in that area. So I think we're gonna put a giant freezer here, like a massive freezer here. Maybe break it down to like 2 or 3 segments or whatever, so it's more efficient. Yeah, actually, I have an idea for design, something I haven't done before. We're gonna make a horseshoe-shaped freezer. That'll have a divide in the middle. So we'll go ahead and pop up here. Bring that down that way. Got a door here and here. There, 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 there. And then we'll need to go bridge and block that off. You actually missed your initial answer, so you're going to have to go back and watch the VOD. It was basically along the lines of, I do think it's a great thing. I don't trust Elon Musk dealing with it, is kind of the gist of it. And that I'm generally in support of being able the brain to output stuff to do things, but not for things to input into the brain. Because then things start to get real concerning very quickly. Then go over here, change this to oak, because oak grows slower. No, get that out of here. So we're basically moving the tree grow zone out of that area. So we can go over here, and I'm going to make a ridiculous freezer is my plan. So let's choose here. All right, so that's the area I can't work with. We'll plan for something like this. So we've got the 3, so I want to build off that distance. Got AC finally? Yes, we did. One, 2, 3. Cool, so that's even. We've got 9 and 9. Let's make it massive. Probably cut off around here. Because then what it'll do is we'll have... Actually, we could make this a kitchen. So we can make this the kitchen. They can run back and forth with like raw food to prepared food. We just make a path in here that would go... You know, you could go into either side of the freezer or whatever. It's not the most efficient design, but I don't care. That's part of the fun. And actually, let's just make that collapse in just a little bit there to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so it is a freezer. It needs to have walls that are too thick. Let's go ahead and do that. The kitchen does not need walls that are too thick. So plan for here to be the doors that go across that way. And then just because we can, we do that on this side so I can go in there faster. It is a very inefficient design, but I kind of like it. Combat supplier ship is going by. So let's go have a chitter chatter with them. Okay, so you've got components, you've got medicine. You've got Toximmune. I actually don't care about that. Gene Pack Ageless, Total Antitox Lungs, and Red Eyes is amazing. Do I have... I can't... Look, one moment. I do not have that built, so... It is one of those things, I could get that, but it would rot. So get these out of here, get those out of here. Get those out of here, get the bows out of here, get the normal pistols and revolvers out of here. Get the revolvers and the auto pistols and all that out of here. Because we've got better stuff now. Get our worn out helmets out of here. Okay. There's not more weapons I want there. We have a mono sword. A mono sword could be a good thing to grab in place of the, what my other character has for melee. They're just using a uranium sword. Yeah, so those will rot, as tempting as they are. Those will rot, so we're not going to worry about them. I'm not going to worry about the high explosive shells. We don't have mortars, and we don't know when we'll get them. I am tempted to take that mono sword. We're doing it. Okay. So yeah, so one of them has a mono sword, the other has a Zeus hammer. So that'll put us in pretty good shape. Yeah, and once they get that perimeter built... Oh, you already got the deck down? That's convenient. So it does mean there's a weakness in the wall here. It is what it is. Alright. My internet speed compared to everything else I have to download these days. You feel like you're back in the 90s and early 2000s, watching the progress bar for hours. That's no fun. Yeah, so we're expanding, and the reason I'm putting this over here, even though I have this area already lined up, is just we have the kitchen here. So this room is going to get, well, it's not going to be repurposed. We're going to get the kitchen stuff out of here, and we'll just add more of our crafting stuff in there. It'll still just stay a crafting room. Honestly, is there anything in here that's benefits from you? Oh, interesting. The butchering table does. That's fine. So put that there. But yeah, no, I like the idea because I can put multiple areas in here. That should be fine. ACs can go in this space. So we're going to go and mark out where the ACs would go. Probably go with that. Which will probably be overkill, but I think it'll be fun. Alright, with that said, though, we are getting to about the time where we would do our game switch. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to... Do I want to put up the poll, or do I want to just... Because I kind of figure if I put up a poll, Kenchi's going to win, which is fine, but we've been playing a lot of Kenchi, and I do want to make sure we're mixing. So I'm thinking... I'm debating between just switching to Farm Sim and just doing that, or putting up a poll with a couple of games. And all that means is tomorrow we would do Kenchi, probably Kenchi and RimWorld. Because I do try and keep like 2-3 games going on the channel at any given time. And I've just been really just RimWorld and Kenchi lately. So I'm getting that itch that I'm not varying my content enough, that kind of thing, because I'm a variety streamer. So I'm debating what I'm doing with that. I think we might go and switch up to Farm Sim and not just do the poll today. Which is fine. Like I said, that just means we would do Kenchi tomorrow. RimWorld, like, most likely would do RimWorld and Kenchi tomorrow is what I'm thinking. But I would say this has been a productive day in RimWorld. All of this over here got built. That wasn't there before. We got our geothermal research input in there. We've started working on our temple. That's making progress there. We've cleaned up a bunch of this. We've been doing some trading. We got a bunch of new recruits. I think we started the stream, we were at, what, 4 or 5 people? So we're up to 9 people now. We managed to score an unstable power core. We've expanded this part of the defense. We are working on getting this part. We got air conditioning locked in, which does mean we will be able to make ourselves a proper freezer. The issue we're running into now is I just don't have the brick. I don't have enough people who could do creative work. Or they can do crafting, not creative. Crafting work. So Chaotic Awesome's getting spread very thin now. That just does not have the time to deal with all the stuff. Especially as we've had more people eating. They have more people to feed, which means more time spent cooking versus any of the crafting. So that's probably the big thing that we're dealing with next, is getting a crafter. Now, more than likely with these two, one of them is likely going to be a mining person, the other one's going to be a crafter, but we will be subjective to whatever interest they get. So with that said, what I'm going to go ahead and do is for those over on YouTube and TikTok, the stream will end on your side because I can't switch categories in a way that's meaningful there, so I have to stop and start stream. Over here on Twitch, don't worry, we're just going to switch up games. So hang out while that happens. It'll take me a minute to flip everything over, but don't forget to follow and subscribe on those other platforms because you're going to get knocked off for just a minute. So there goes TikTok. And goodbye, YouTube. Alright, now that the platforms that don't take